So even if you're not looking at the videos, clicking on the videos link on Google search, you can always just, when you do a search, what Google's going to do is also put in the videos here as part of the search results. So what they're going to show you is the top videos that are ranking for that particular keyword. And so we may not rank overall for data science for beginners, but we're ranked #1 in the videos category. And so if somebody's looking for a video, that's important. And you can see here that these first two are ads. So what Google is doing is they're saying, hey, this is so relevant, this particular video, for the keyword query data science for beginners, that we're going to show it above the organic listings, even though it's a video. So the whole idea is to be found on YouTube and Google because you're increasing your visibility. You're increasing your chances of getting found on both search platforms. So according to Backlinko, Google ranks videos with keywords like how-to, tutorials. So, a lot of the videos that you find on YouTube are going to be instructional based. And so what Google's doing is they're saying, hey, if somebody types in how to or tutorial or an introduction to, anything that's going to signal to Google that it's instructional, it's going to help you rank. So when you search for machine learning tutorial or how to become a machine learning engineer, you're going to get results related to that. Because if you look at these examples, we have machine learning tutorial in our title, or how to become a machine learning engineer. So keep that in mind. If you're creating a video and it's educational in nature, use those key terms like how to and tutorials in the video title, because that will help you rank. So let's move over now to video title. So we want to use our target keyword in the title of the video. And again, we want to make sure if it's educational to include that keyword tutorial or how to. So for every video title, YouTube has a limit of 100 characters. So we really have to pick and choose really wisely. So if we look at the video that we were focusing on a couple of minutes ago, so machine learning basics, here we could see under 100 characters, we have machine learning basics, what is machine learning, introduction to machine learning, and then the brand name. So that is the title of this particular video. So it takes into account the primary keyword, the secondary keywords in the title, and it also includes that key term that really Google and YouTube like, and that's what is machine learning. So it's helping us rank by having our keywords in the title with that key phrase, what is. Okay, so that's a good tidbit on creating a good video title, is to align it with the right keywords, your primary and your secondary. And so we want to use those catchy words and numbers to gain high click-through rates. Just like you would on the title tag of your web page, we want to do the same with our video title, because the video title is what's going to show up in search. So if I go back to, search, here we could see, data science tutorial, data science for beginners. So we want to make sure, in this case, you can see data science in 5 minutes. So that was purposely done so that, hey, I don't have time to watch a video. I only have a couple minutes. Data science in 5 minutes. Okay, great. I'm going to click on the video, and now I have an opportunity to watch something and learn something under 5 minutes. So choosing the right words in your video title is going to help you get that click-through rate up. Remember, click-through rate is clicks divided by impressions, and an impression is how many times your video shows up in the search results on YouTube or Google. So we want to keep our click-through rate high, and in order to do that, we want to be able to write some really good title tags for our video. So use catchy words like a number or how to or what is, because that's going to resonate with people when they're searching. Now for the description, what we want to do is we want to use the target word at the beginning of the description, the title, and the tags itself. So if I go back to my video here, machine learning basics, we know it's in the video title. And right off the bat, if I look at the description of the video here, I can see this machine learning basics video will help you understand what is machine learning. So our primary keyword is in the first sentence, right in the introductory of the description. And so that's going to bode well for optimizing our video. The description length is 5,000 characters. So we have a lot of characters to work with. with. So if I go back to my video, I click show more, we have a lot of characters to really describe what the video is about. Okay, there's no shortage of including keywords into the content. So you have 5,000 characters. Go ahead and see if you can work in naturally your keywords. But one of the key tips here is just make sure that first sentence starts out with that keyword. That's a good tip. Of course, you always want to make it sound natural as possible. You don't want to stuff it with keywords. At the same time, work them in naturally. Work in your keywords naturally. And then include hashtags in your description to help the audience find your video easily. So if I go back here, we want to be able to include hashtags. So hashtags, it's like anything else you would use on social media. It just signals to the end user, hey, this is what the video is all about. And if I go ahead and type in that keyword, then our video has a better chance because it's aligned with that hashtag. And then there's target keywords and LSI keywords, latent semantic indexing keywords. We want to be able to use those keywords as target keywords with our video. So if you recall the example I gave a few minutes ago, we used the Facebook ads tutorial as our example. Here I could see all the target keywords associated with that particular video. So don't be afraid to use those LSI related keywords, meaning keywords that are related to the content. Use them as target keywords with the video. So between your LSI keywords, target keywords, and then using our primary and secondary keyword in the title tag, using our primary and secondary keyword in the description, and then using hashtags in the description, the combination of all of that, if we chose the right keyword, then we should find that our video will eventually rank on YouTube. So just doing these small tidbits with our keywords really help get our video to rank. So at the end of the day, we want to be able to use the tools available to us, YouTube itself by looking at our competitors, those extensions like vidIQ, the autocomplete, to really find our good keywords, and then incorporating those keywords into, the title tag, the description as target keywords, hashtags. We should really be off and running with our video on YouTube. Let's turn our attention to creating high quality videos and some of the best practices around that. So along with everything we mentioned about choosing the right keywords, we always need to keep in mind that the videos we create need to be of high quality. So the content itself, in addition to the keywords, is a primary factor in ranking. So in order to have keywords, we need to have content. And in order to rank, we need to have good content. So let's talk a little bit about creating content and what's involved with that and what we really mean by high quality videos. So if you have a video content that is not informative or relevant to the topic, it won't rank. So that's just common sense. So you need to create content that's aligned with the topic, obviously, and then that way you have keywords that are aligned with the content. So, but if you have content that really isn't aligned with the topic, then you're not going to rank, no matter how much you've optimized that video. So just keep that in mind. So there's a couple of things we want to look at here. So high quality content is determined by really two metrics. So if we're not sure about how good our content is and how good of high quality video we created, we want to look at audience retention and user engagement. So audience retention is simply the percentage length of your video that the audience has watched. It's the percentage your audience has watched. So focusing on audience retention is important for people who want their videos to rank high. So if you want to rank, you need to optimize for the keywords, but got to keep in mind content. So content is related to audience retention and user engagement. So audience retention, percentage length, your video that the audience has watched. And for example, it can be both absolute in minutes or percentages. So audience retention can be the average view duration or percentage of the audience that watched. Then we have user engagement. So user engagement are viewers who are engaged with your content. And so that means they're either sharing it, subscribing, commenting, or liking. So those are all forms of engagement. So the percentage of users who watched or how long they watched versus engagement or in combination combination with engagement are 2 factors for ranking. So let's talk about some tips for creating high quality videos. So we want to publish longer videos. And so what do we mean behind longer videos? So what's the reason for longer videos? Let's just suppose we have 2 videos, one shorter in length and one longer in length. The first video is 15 minutes long. The second video is 7 minutes long. So on average, if viewers watch about 40% of both videos, then video X, which is 15 minutes long, will have more than twice the watch time of the video that's 7 minutes long. So remember, duration. We want, people to watch our videos longer. So if the video is longer in length, if it's 40%, then it's going to have a longer audience engagement, audience retention. So that's one of the reasons, from a metric standpoint. So even when viewers watch, both videos, the time is going to differ. So we want to take into account longer videos for primarily that reason, is because, it gives an end user an opportunity to watch the video longer, and then it's going to help us rank our videos longer. So when we talk about watch time, so if one video has higher watch time than the other, watch time is just the number of views times the average view duration. So another tip is we want to plan our video script. So we want to keep the content organized. My recommendation is, create an outline first. And once you create an outline of how the video is going to flow, then start populating with content. And so to me, that's how you can keep the flow organized, okay, is really with an outline, starting out with an outline. Videos are no different than, say, a presentation. If you've done a PowerPoint presentation, you always want to start out doing an outline. And then we want to upload high resolution videos. High resolution, we don't want to create videos that, are small resolution, like say, 400 by 400 resolution or something, something really small. We want to create something in very high res. So according to Back or Linko, more than 50% of videos on the first page of YouTube are high definition. So high definition videos of higher quality are going to be shown on the first page of YouTube more often than not. So high resolution videos, organizing the content, publishing longer videos are examples of creating high quality videos. We also want to make sure that content is relevant to the title. So if we're talking about machine learning basics, obviously the content is going to be about, intro to machine learning or what is machine learning, and then the title should reflect that content. So aligning the title sets the expectation for the end user. So when they see a title, what is machine learning? Then when they watch the video, they're expecting to learn about machine learning and what it is. So if it meets expectations, then the chances are that person who's watching the video is going to watch it longer. And that means it's going to fulfill the viewer's requirements. And when you align everything accordingly, keywords, titles, content, then at the end of the day, the user is going to watch it. And the more they watch it, the higher the engagement. The higher the engagement, the better chance you have to rank. Some other tips that you could use to create high quality videos. So we want to be able to, use examples to clarify our content. So, don't be afraid to go into another screen like I am. If I'm talking about videos, jump into the machine learning basics video, which I've done throughout this session. I can simply do that by keeping the user engaged. Here, this video is about machine learning basics. Well, the title's aligned with the video. We made sure that we have a nice description about what the video is about, and we're aligning the expectations. So not only that, I'm showing you an example within the video itself. So we want to use examples throughout your video to keep the user engaged. It will also help clarify what you're trying to express in the video itself. So we want to make it visually appealing. So visually appealing means imagery or examples in the video. And then when we talk about imagery, you want to use good images in your video. So use public domain sites that are available to you, like Shutterstock or Flat Icon. There are plenty of those sites out there. So feel free to use any one of those sites to use high quality images in your video. Give more information to your audience. Giving maximum relevant information can help gain more views. And so when we talk about more information, again, it goes back to, the examples you use. Should be no shortage of examples. Here, description. Use all 5,000 characters at your disposal. Imagery. We want to build up as much information as you can in the video itself to keep the end user, the viewer, engaged. We also want to create original content. So always create original content. You could certainly get ideas from YouTube. If you want to create a video about machine learning, see what else has already been done. Do searches on YouTube itself. But, when you want to create a video, you can create another video about what is machine learning, but just make sure it has your own take on it. You're the subject matter expert when creating the video. Create it with your own original content. Have high audio quality and video effects. So just like you see here on this video, we have effects in it and the audio is of high quality, meaning no background noise, no distortion, and we want to be able to speak clearly in the video. So you want to speak clearly, loudly, concise, just as I'm trying to do now, so that you can understand what I'm trying to say or what the viewer's trying to understand when they're watching the video. So watching and listening are two of the components, and you want to make sure both of are high quality. Avoid distractions. We don't want to pause. You don't want to ramble on a particular point too long. We want to keep users engaged. So you always want to move from one point to the other. Intermix it with examples. Those are ways to keep the users engaged. We want to include transcripts or subtitles for your video. So transcripts is just more content that's aligned with the video, and the search engines will be able to pick up that content and help your video rank. So to me, that's a key component to creating a good video, is having the necessary content to go along with the video. That outline I referenced earlier in terms of organization, you always want to have a content outline. So what topics are you going to cover in the video? That's why you need the outline, to point that out, confirm that before you actually start creating the video. Okay, focus on the initial 15 seconds. So that's key. Somebody's going to click the play button of your video, and if you don't catch them in the first 15 seconds, then they're likely going to pause the video or just go ahead and close it out altogether. So you want to be able to capture somebody's attention right off the bat. And even before they click on that play button, you want to make sure, again, you're exceeding expectations. That title is aligned with the content. So in your first 15 seconds, it basically needs to be catchy, but also setting the expectation of what the user's expecting. So in this example here, we want to pay close attention to the first 15 seconds. That's when viewers are most likely to drop off. So we can look at audience retention in YouTube. So use the options above the graph to view absolute audience retention or relative audience retention. So audience retention is basically how many views a video received and the percentage of the total number of video views. And that includes every moment of the video as a percentage. So we'll show you an example of what that looks like. So here, if we go to the machine learning basics video, we can look at the audience retention report. And this is, since it's been uploaded, the lifetime audience retention. So here we can see a nice graph, the percentage of people who viewed it and how long they viewed it. So in percentage. So here, for example, I can see, 44% watched the video for at least 2 minutes. Here I can see 28.6% watched it for 6 minutes plus. So that's the audience retention. It gives us an idea in terms of percentage, how many people or percentage of people watch the video at what length. So that's audience retention. So we want to keep that number high at the very initial stage of the video. And we want to keep it high throughout, and that's why you always want to create high quality content, using those examples, using imagery, making it organized content, not pausing, going from one point to the other. Those are all best practices to keep the viewer engaged. And then we want to add resources from well-known sites. So throughout this video, we've used Backlinko. There are other sources we've used. So if you have a source, go ahead and put it in your video to add credibility. And then we want to use cards to your video. So this cards is basically a feature that recommends relevant videos to your audience. So in addition to machine learning basics, there could be other videos about machine learning that we can recommend, or YouTube can recommend to the audience. To set up end screens, you want to make sure that With end screens, you can use relevant videos to your audience towards the end of your video. So you can recommend relevant videos towards the end of your video. You can also create playlists. So this is a feature that keeps your audience engaged with relevant content by auto playing the next video. So if you enable this feature, it's going to go from one video to another. Pattern interrupts keep the audience engaged. So basically, it allows your audience to stay within one video without having any interruptions involved. And so going back to the Did You Know, Audience Retention Report helps you analyze how well your videos are engaging to the audience. So what do we mean by that? Well, if I go back again to my Audience Retention Report, how engaging was it? Well, I could see 42%, 43% watched it on average of 3 minutes and 21 seconds. So to me, that's pretty good. Of course, we always want 100% of the video. The video is 7 minutes long. If almost half of our audience saw over half of the video, then I would say that's pretty good. People were engaged. So audience retention just is a good report to start looking at to help you understand how engaging is my video. And if your video is not engaging, you can always go back and edit it or fix it or tweak it. So remember, the average view duration for all videos and top performing videos listed by all time, we can look at that information as well. In addition, we can look at demographics, so we can get an overview of the age, gender, and location. Okay, we can look at playback locations report, and what the playback locations report does is it helps us determine the platforms where our videos are being streamed from within YouTube. Look at the traffic sources, where did the viewers come from, devices, did they look on mobile or tablet? And so if there's any doubts, if you have any questions, please drop a comment below, but especially if you have any doubts on the metrics. So if we go back into YouTube, we can look at analytics. And if we're looking at analytics, we can see more. And then this is going to show us everything we need to see from device type. So if I click on more, I can see my playback location. So this will show me where the video was watched. It was on a watch page or a channel page. I could see the traffic sources. I could see the gender and age. So if I click on the viewer age report, I can see the percentage of views by age. So I can get a lot of information about my video and how it's performed, who's watched it, what they've done with it, where they come from, all the information they need to know. Okay, so it's all within YouTube Analytics. So again, if you have any questions about that, just drop a comment below. Especially if you're new to YouTube, you may have some questions, but just know that every video you publish to YouTube, high quality, aligned with your keywords, you're going to be able to view the metrics by looking at YouTube Analytics. So let's talk about the importance of user engagement. So engagement is, as we mentioned, important because basically we can't rank without engagement. Our videos won't rank unless we have engagement. So that's why it's important. So engagement is somebody liking the video, commenting, sharing it, or subscribing. Each one of these is important to ranking. So yes, you need to align keywords. Yes, you need to have high quality content. So when you do both of those, and you upload your video, then it's up to the viewer. And so the hard work that you put out for the video is hopefully going to pay dividends with engagement. So you want people to do one of these four. Okay, so let's talk about what that means. So how do I get engagement? So we already talked about creating engaging content. So there are a lot of tips to creating engaging content. And so according to WordStream, if your content is entertaining, then over 3/4 of the users are going to share it. So that's part of keeping users engaged, is keeping it entertaining, is part of getting a high quality video. So remember, on that high quality video, when we say entertaining, the audio portion has a lot to do with it. Examples has a lot to do with it. Quality of the video itself has a lot to do with it. So there's a lot of components. So all those components on a high quality video are going to lead to engagement. So parts of what you could do in your videos is conduct a quiz. So meaning the quiz itself is a way to keep people engaged in your video. So that'll also help you get some more comments. So according to Backlinku, video comments help in ranking your video higher. So just as I mentioned in the last segment about YouTube analytics and all the different reports available on YouTube. Hey, if you have questions on those, just go ahead and add a comment. So that's a way to entice your users or your viewers to add comments, is if they have questions. Because, with videos, you're not going to be able to cover every detail or every minute detail about a particular topic. You can only cover, in some cases, the topic at a high level. So users are going to have comments or questions naturally. And so the comment section is a good way to remind viewers, hey, if you have a question or comment, go ahead and put it in the comment section, because that will lend to engagement as well. So we want to add sources from high quality websites. That'll help with engagement. Okay, use humor in your video. We want to be able to basically, make it human based. We don't want to be robots. So we want to be able to sound like, we know what we're talking about, but at the same time, talk to the viewer, not necessarily at the viewer or looking the other way and just going through the motions. So adding humor, adding personality never hurts. At the end of the day, we are all human. Adding that clear call to action at the end of the video will also lead to engagement. So if we win the video with, hey, leave your comments on this video, or hey, feel free to share this video with colleagues who are interested, then that's a call to action that's likely going to lead to more engagement. Reply to your comments as well. So if you have comments, we always want to reply to them. Likely those comments are going to be questions, because again, as I mentioned, even in this video about how to rank your videos on YouTube, okay, there's a lot of information, and a lot of information sometimes doesn't get covered in its entirety. And so we want to make sure that if we miss something, because we're only human, that we're able to respond in the form of an answer to a question that somebody leaves in the comment section. So more comments also lead to higher rankings because it's engagement. So when you're getting high engagement and your video starts to rank well, you're going to start feeling really good. And what is that going to do? Okay, that feel good is going to lead to confidence, which in turn is going to probably lead to more videos. And that's exactly what we do at Simply Learn. We're in the education business, but we're in it to not only educate, but making sure that our videos are shown to as many people as possible so that we can educate as many people as possible. So it's contagious. So getting ranked feels good. And then once you get ranked, then you probably have good engagement. Okay, let's talk about how to promote your content. So once you've done all the hard work, getting your video done, high quality content, optimized with keywords, and then published to YouTube, we want to let everybody in the world know about it, right? So we want to promote it. We've done all the work. We want to promote it now. So is it necessary to promote it? I would say yes, because once your video is published, you want to reach out. You want to reach out to your audience, not necessarily on YouTube, but on different platforms. So if you're active on Facebook or Twitter, that's an opportunity for you to post or tweet something about the new video. So when we say different platforms, I am talking about, social media platforms. So it depends on what you're active on. So if you're active on Facebook, go ahead and post something. If you're active on Twitter, go ahead and tweet something. It could be, on LinkedIn group. If you're part of a LinkedIn group about, machine learning, then go ahead and post something to that group to promote the video. So that's going to help drive traffic to the video and then help with engagement. So we want to engage with our audience on those social media sites. So it really depends on what you're active on. So if you have a large following on Twitter, then go ahead and share that YouTube video link on Twitter with the tweet that's going to drive traffic from Twitter to YouTube. Remember, you're going to be able to see audience engagement or retention by getting people to watch the video. So you're going to be able to see right away by promoting the video and driving traffic to the video how engaging it is. And remember, the more people you have watch the video, the more engaging it becomes, the better it's going to rank. So it's an ecosystem, and promoting your content is part of that ecosystem. So it all starts with social media. If you're active on whatever platform that is, go ahead and promote it. So you can also look at, content-based social media sites or social media content-based platforms like Reddit or Flickr, for example. So you can participate in a forum discussion on Reddit. So in this example here, it's about machine learning. So we want to be able to post something about machine learning with the link to our video. So we can also go to content content-based sites that are Q&A related, like Quora, for example. Quora is a really good site where, if you go there, post information about machine learning or the basics of machine learning with a link back to the video, it's going to help, because not only is it going to drive traffic, but it's going to signal to Google, hey, you get a lot of traffic coming from Quora. This is going to bode well for this video in terms of ranking. So here's an example. If you find a question that you can post on Quora, then you're going to get people to click on your video and respond accordingly on Quora. Or you can act as the person responding to a question that's already there. So if somebody already asked a question about what is machine learning, you can respond with your video as the answer. So you can just simply embed your video URL as part of your answer. That'll help drive traffic. So you can also create your own blog and embed your video. So in the case of machine learning, here we have an example. Machine learning, what is it and why it matters? So this goes nicely with the video. So here you can see the person, the author of this blog, went ahead and embedded the relevant video in the blog post. So they play off one another nicely. You can also opt in for influencer marketing, meaning, hey, you can reach out to somebody. In this example here, Katie Nuggets posted information about machine learning. So in this case, why choose machine learning as a career? Well, they got information, and then what did they do? They went ahead and embedded the video about machine learning basics. And so working with, influencers in a particular category or topic will help drive traffic to the video. You can also create a YouTube playlist. So playlists tend to rank high in YouTube searches. So if you find yourself doing a lot of videos, well, go ahead and go to your channel, and simply in your channel, you can go ahead and create playlists. So when you create playlists, basically what you're doing is you're organizing the content into different playlists. No different than, say, the music you have set up on your iPhone or iPad or iPod, whatever it is you're using. So you're just creating different videos in a particular category. And YouTube likes it, it's organized, it's going to help you get your videos found quicker and easier on YouTube itself by putting your videos in a playlist. So here you could see we have an entire playlist on machine learning, trending technologies, cloud computing, big data, digital marketing, project management, so a lot of different playlists. Very organized. If somebody goes to the channel, they're going to be able to go to the playlist that's interesting to them and see all the videos there. So it allows not only the end user to find what they're looking for, but it's good for YouTube because YouTube likes those playlists. So we want to engage our audience by posting your video link on a community page. So you could do that within YouTube, and you can prefer to link your YouTube channel in your email. So you can also do that. So for example, if I go back to YouTube and I'm looking at a YouTube video, I can always click share. So here I'm going to get a particular URL that's associated with the video, and I can just embed that. So I can embed the whole thing in my email. I can embed it on a web page or a blog post. So just by clicking share, I can also immediately share it onto the social media platforms that we mentioned: Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, Tumblr. So there's a lot of ways to embed the video, not just on a blog post or influencer blog post, but in our email and on social media as well. So here's an example of what we can do with a YouTube discussion. So we can also bookmark the video on a popular bookmarking site, like Stumbled Upon or Reddit, or, there's lots of other ones out there. So there's plenty of sites that you'll be able to go to and bookmark that content so that people can find it. And you can always opt for backlinks. So that means that, hey, if there's a blogger out there that blogs about machine learning, you can always, ask that blogger to create a link back to the video, and you could reciprocate, do the same thing. So that helps increase the authority of the video. So there's a lot of things you could do to promote your video. So let's do a quick review on everything we talked about in terms of ranking your video on YouTube. It all starts with the keywords. So we want to identify a list of keywords that are relevant to the video. So we can use tools to choose our keywords, but remember, we want to choose keywords that have high volume and low competition. And so where can we go to choose those keywords? Well, we can use the autocomplete on YouTube. We could check out our own competitors' videos, or we could use vidIQ or TubeBuddy or any of these extensions in Chrome to help us look at the keywords that are tagged with a particular video. So remember, we want to have a primary keyword that's aligned with the content, and we want to choose LSI keywords as our secondary keyword, or keywords that are related to the primary keyword. So we want to create high retention videos, meaning that first 15 seconds are the most important, but throughout the video, we want to use examples. We want to keep it interacting by adding quizzes, imagery, good audio, good video quality. So we want to focus on the user experience. And we also want to optimize our video content. What does that mean? Well, those keywords that we chose, we want to use them in the title. We want to use them in the description. We want to use them as hashtags. We want to use them and tag them with the video themselves. So we can add keywords to our meta tag. Okay, we don't want to overdo it, but we want to add a handful of keywords that are associated with the video. So we want to be able to write eye-catchy video titles and descriptions. So remember, use some of those key phrases like a number or a question like, what is machine learning? So we want to use relevant meta tags for the videos, and we want to use popular YouTube tags. So we want to be able to tag our videos appropriately. So watch the length of your meta tags. So there are lengths involved. Remember, keywords at the beginning of the title, target keywords in the title, description, and tags. We want to use interesting thumbnails to increase our click-through rate. Ensure that thumbnails are relevant, meaning when I say thumbnails, I mean the actual title tag itself or the meta description. We want to use high-res videos. We want to create, videos with good high audio quality. Don't be afraid to put in video effects like some animation. Don't be afraid to use examples. And then, obviously look at the draft of the video before you publish it. So does your video follow an outline? Is it organized? So these are all the things to take into account. And there's plenty more you can do. You remember, once you create and optimize that video, you want to promote it. You want to make sure that you're sharing it on social media. You create a complimentary blog, generate backlinks from, say, other blog posts. So there are lots of things you can do to promote your video. So before you promote it, you want to organize the content, create good quality content, align it with keywords. Once you publish it, keep organizing it by creating those playlists, and then reach out on social, reach out on different communities related to the topic. And all those things combined will help you to get your YouTube video ranked. We're going to talk about how to increase YouTube subscribers. So with YouTube, it's all about subscribers. The number of subscribers you have on YouTube, it's just one of the key metrics to measure success. So gaining more subscribers can help you achieve more view counts on your YouTube videos. So it's all about how to get subscribers. And today we're going to talk about how to get more subscribers. And before we begin, let's just show you what we did at Simply Learn. So if we look at the past 365 days on our YouTube channel, you can see we started here back in, if we look back at March 9, 2018, we had 208. And you can see just over the course of the year, it kept creeping up. And creeping up, we've gained, a significant number of subscribers over the last year. And what's our secret? Well, it's posting videos. So you can see we've posted a number of videos over the course of the year. And then our subscribers have gone basically 165% over the last year. So you can see part of it is about posting videos, because when you post videos, you have people who can watch those videos. When you have people watch those videos, you can have engagement. And then when you have engagement, you have shares and people who like it, and then other people who see it. So it's kind of a halo effect, so to speak. So getting subscribers, it takes a lot more than just posting videos. And today we're going to talk about some tips to help you increase those subscriptions. And so let's start out with some of those tips. We're going to start with creating engagement and informative content. So engaging in informative content, that's where we're going to start talking today about how to increase subscriptions. Then we're going to talk about publishing videos frequently. So with Simply Learn, you can see the past 365 days, we were consistent in publishing videos consistently throughout the month and the weeks. So another tip we're going to talk about is how to optimize your YouTube videos. So there's a lot that goes into optimization, but this is a key tip to pay attention to, because when it comes to publishing videos on YouTube, you need to align certain things like keywords and content and metadata. So optimize on our videos, we're going to talk a lot about that. Then we're going to talk about optimizing the YouTube channel. So there's some tips and tricks here you want to do to optimize your YouTube channel. Producing high quality videos, we're going to talk about that. Adding a subscriber watermark to your videos. Okay, that's another tip we're going to mention today. Engage with our audience. Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to engage with our audience. That's a really key tip. And we're saving the best for last. Promote your videos in different platforms. So all of these tips we're going to talk about today. So let's get started and talk about create engaging, informative content. So that's the first place we want to start. Okay, so create engaging and informative content. So if we want to gain more subscribers on our channel, we have to create highly engaging and informative content. Why? Because if not, our audience is not going to pay attention and they're not going to watch the video, and then the engagement's not going to be high, and they're not going to share the video, and they're not going to tell their friends or like it. And so this is where it all starts. You have to be able to plan your content, and not only planning your content, but you got to create it so it's engaging and informative. So how do you do that? Well, let's talk about that. So the first thing is you have to know your audience. Okay, so when you create a video, who you're creating the video for? I mean, that's where it all starts. So when you're creating your content, you're creating your content for your audience. You're not creating it for the entire world. Now, we know on YouTube there's a lot of cute videos about kittens and jokes and, people playing games, and, everybody likes positive things on YouTube. But, when we're talking about a specific topic, we really have to hone in on a target audience. And so if you know who your audience is, then you can really hone in on your content. Okay, so that's the first thing. Ask yourself, who is your audience? And then build your content around that specific audience. Don't build it just for the mass general population, because it's not going to be engaging and informative. So that's the first place to start. Then you want to engage that audience with relevant content. So if you know your audience, and depending on the topic, you want to make sure that whatever the topic is, the content matches the topic. Don't veer off course. If you veer off course, you're not going to engage your viewers. Your viewers are coming to watch the video for a specific reason. The reason is the topic. Okay, so if they're your target audience and they want to watch the video that's a specific topic, then the content has to align. So plan your video script. So if you know who your audience is and you know you want to engage them with relevant content, go ahead and plan the script out. So what I normally do is, have an outline, and then once I have the outline, then I go ahead and create my slides, if I will, or my topics, points I want to talk about, and then I write out those points. I want to make sure I get all my points in, and that's what you should be doing. You want to plan it ahead of time so that you can get all your relevant points across. That's what makes a video informative. Okay, you want to ensure to give maximum information to your audience. So the key here is maximum information. So you don't want to overload the audience, but then again, you don't want to cut out information. So you want to make sure that when you're planning your script and you're writing the outline, that you're making sure you include all your points that you want to get across. Once you include those points, then go ahead and, write your script and make sure all the information for all those points are in the script. That's how you're going to ensure you give maximum information. But you don't want to overdo it. So if you feel like it's too much information, it probably is too much information. Back off a little. Use the information to create another video. So it's all about knowing your audience. So all of these points play against one another. So be clear and use more examples in your content, just like we're doing here. Okay, just like at the beginning of this session, I showed you an example of simply learn subscribers over the past 365 days. And so that's what we want to do. We want to be clear, but use examples to punctuate the content or the point we're trying to get across. So we want to include sources from high quality sites. So if you're going to use examples, make sure they're from relevant high quality sites. And when I mean high quality, meaning does your audience know who that source is or that site? If it's really specific and your audience may not know, then it's probably not high quality. So just keep that in mind. Always play to your audience. So you want to start your video with an interesting hook. So again, I go back to this example. If you're still watching this, then the hook worked. We showed you our subscriptions. trends. We showed you how we grew over the course of a year. You could see our growth, and part of it was posting a lot of videos with relevant and informative content. And so you see how we did it, so you're paying attention. You want to know how to do it. And so part of what we did is exactly what I'm telling you now. We know who our audience is. We plan out our scripts. We use good examples, and we start our videos with interesting hooks. Now, when we do our videos, we also create original content. So that goes back to planning your script. Okay, you always want to, come across as original and informative. When you do that, you're going to be engaging. But if you're leveraging somebody else's content, then the engaging part may not resonate because it's not your content to begin with. So always, always, always use original content. Okay, so keep the content flow organized. So again, that goes back to an outline. Feel free to change up the outline so the flow makes sense. Add visuals to your content and make it appealing. Always include images. To me, if you can use images in your videos and play off the video or the images, then it's just going to flow and make it a little bit more engaging and appealing, meaning the content. So visuals help guide and aid in the points you're trying to make. So don't make it so text heavy, accentuate it, balance it with some images. Use simple language and crisp sentences, meaning don't use jargon, don't come across and talk above your audience. You always want to talk to your audience and talk in a language that they're going to understand. So it goes back to point one. If you know who your audience is, you're talking to them as if they're right in front of you and not you're above them or they're below you. You want to talk at them. So add cards, end screens, and pattern interrupts to engage your audience. And so YouTube cards are just interactive panels that slide in and out when a video is playing. So it encourages interaction by the viewer. Okay, so you can add up to 5 cards, which include images, text, or clickable links. So feel free to play around with some of these features that YouTube has to offer to make your content more engaging. So tip 2, publish videos frequently. So creating and uploading videos consistently will help you increase your YouTube subscribers. So suppose you haven't published videos for more than say a month or 2 months. It's likely that audience is not going to subscribe to your channel. So think about YouTube videos as a popular TV program that comes on once a week. When a new episode comes on based on the regular schedule, it's consistency. And that consistency is what helps your users stay engaged. So for example, if I go back to our YouTube channel, what helped us gain subscribers was our consistency in publishing videos. You could see we were consistent in publishing a couple of videos a week, every couple of weeks. And so this helps users stay engaged. They know when the video is coming out. They know that Simply Learn is good for 2, 3, 4 videos a month. And the great thing about publishing videos is that when somebody does subscribe to your channel, they're going to get a notification, or YouTube has an option where they can get a notification via email. So I subscribe to Simply Learn's channel. I subscribe to other channels like Google Analytics, for example. So anytime Google Analytics publishes a video, I get an email that says, hey, Google Analytics YouTube channel just published a video. And the great thing is I'm checking my email and I'm getting this notification in Gmail. So guess what? I can watch the video right then and there just by clicking on the link in the email. I don't even have to go to the channel. But knowing that if you publish consistently and somebody does get the email once a week, then it's more likely they're going to engage, especially if the content is original, engaging, and informative. So frequent video publishing equals more subscriptions. So according to Social Media Examiner, YouTube channels that publish videos more than once a week are performing much better. So if you can afford to publish more videos more than once a week, the chances of you gaining subscribers quicker are going to be greater. So keeping a fixed frequency can help you quickly gain more subscribers. Posting videos is almost like blogging. I always say start small. If you can do 1 blog post a month, and then once you get in a routine, then you can ramp up the frequency. So from 1 blog post, you could do 2 a month, then 4 times a month, then once a week or twice a week. Same with the YouTube videos. You want to get into a rhythm, start with once a month, then ramp it up. Okay, you'll find that the more you ramp it up, the more subscribers you're going to get. So tip 3, optimize your YouTube videos. So optimizing your videos will help your content rank higher on YouTube. So this is a must. It's not a given, it's a must. You must optimize your videos if you want people to see them. Of course, if you don't optimize, people aren't going to see them, then people aren't going to engage and then not subscribe. So it's just kind of a snowball effect. So this is an important tip. So I mentioned it at the beginning when we were going over all the items we're going to discuss. This is the one item that is a must and a given to some degree, because if you don't optimize your videos, they're just not going to be found. So you need that audience to watch your video. So audiences who tend to interact more with your content have more chance to subscribe to your channel, but they're not going to subscribe if they don't even watch your video. So there is a snowball effect in play here if we don't optimize your videos. So, okay, Rob, what are some of the tips to optimize your YouTube video? Well, let's go through some of those tips. So to ensure your videos reaches the relevant audience on YouTube, you need to optimize the title, description, and the video tag. Okay, Rob, what do you mean by title, description, and video tag? So let's take a look at that. So when you actually create your YouTube video, you're going to have an opportunity to put in a title. You're going to have an opportunity to put in a description, and you're going to have an opportunity to add tags. So those are the three key areas. Okay, so once you put in that, what it looks like on the front end is this. So if I go back to YouTube, and here you can see another video that we did about a month ago, you can see what is SEO. So if that's our topic, that's our title or of the content of the video, then the title of the video is going to be what is SEO. And you can see we also added in some other content for the title. So what is SEO and how does it work? SEO tutorial for beginners, and then our brand name. So we have some content to work with for the title. Okay, and then the description, we have a lot of characters to work with description. So use as much as you can here to describe what the video is about. Here you can see we did that. And so it's always good to include this information. Okay, and then you can see we have tags up here: SEO, SEO tutorial for beginners, digital marketing. So we put in the necessary information here on this video to help us rank, because if we don't optimize it, we're not going to rank. And so you can see we just put a lot of relevant content around the description, around the title, and around those tags. By doing so, we're able to optimize this video and get found. So that's just an example. 3 of the things you can do to help optimize your YouTube video. So if you want to watch more on how to optimize meta tags, then I suggest maybe watching the other video we did on the subject, how to rank YouTube videos. So this goes into more detail about how to optimize the title, the meta description, and the meta tags. But those are 3 quick fields or areas that you can use to optimize your video. So just something to keep in mind: write a long description with keywords, timestamps, and links. So what I mean by timestamps, with timestamp, an audience can choose the section of the video that they want to look for, and then links, prefer to include relevant links of your other videos. So those are just some additional tips to help keep your content engaging. So remember, when your content is engaging, then people are going to like it, people are going to share it and watch it later. So upload a captivating thumbnail. Okay, so you want to include a thumbnail that's going to grab people's attention. You want to upload a transcript of the video. So that goes back to when you're creating your content, when you write your original content, you want to keep a transcript of the content of the video so that you can upload that as well. And then add a start screen and end screen to your YouTube videos. So that way, you know, when somebody plays the video, they're going to see it, what it looks like up front. And then when you finish it, they're going to see an end screen at the end. And so you just don't want to keep it dark and black and non-descriptive. So according to Backlinko, using an exact keyword in your video title can help you with rankings. So high ranking, more views, more subscribers. So that's what I've been saying all along. You need to get these videos optimized. So again, use an exact keyword in your video title. So let's go back again to that video I just showed you a couple minutes ago. What is SEO? So here we started out with a question: what is SEO? That's the name of the title. That's our exact title of the video. That's our exact keyword. Okay, so what is SEO and how does it work? And then SEO tutorial keyword for beginners. So what is SEO is our exact keyword. And that's part of the video. That's the content of the video. That's in the title. And we use it throughout the description as well. So using that exact keyword in your video title can help with the ranking. So whatever your topic is, your title of the video or the topic of the video, include it in the title. So Backlinko also mentions that there is a moderate correlation between a channel's total subscribers and rankings. And so for some of you, this may be common sense. It's just like organic search. If you're not ranking, you're not going to get traffic. On YouTube, if you're not ranking, you're not going to get eyeballs on your videos and you're not going to get subscribers. So higher rankings can help you to get more subscribers, but you can't get those rankings unless you optimize. And so again, just for the sake of simplicity, going back, focus in on your title. Make sure your title matches the title of the video itself. When you're publishing your description, use all the amount of content available to you. So you can see it, this entire description has a lot of content. Maximize the content and then use tags. Using those three fields, those three areas can help you optimize your video and gain the necessary ranking you need to get viewers, which will turn into subscribers. So tip 4, optimize your YouTube channel. So we just talked about optimizing our videos. Now we're going to turn our attention to our YouTube channel. So one of the easiest ways to ask your viewers to subscribe to your channel is really by creating a good, not even a good, a great YouTube channel trailer. You also want to add channel keywords, a description, and some good artwork, and then having sections and playlists to keep your videos organized. These are all good tips to creating a good YouTube channel. So let's talk about some of these tips here. So we want to give your audience a preview what your channel is offering. So this is by hooking your audience with a trailer. So you can create a trailer to, just give your audience an idea of who you are as a brand, what kind of videos you're going to be posting, and give them a kind of a taste of what the future videos are going to be like. Okay, you can even tell them your release schedule in the trailer. So you can start out by saying, hey guys, we're new to this. We're going to be posting 1 video a month, but as we get rolling, maybe 2 per month and 1 per week. Just being honest and open and talking to your audience and get them excited about future videos. That's what the trailer is all about. So you also want to keep it the channel description short and interesting. So in your channel, you want to have a description of what the channel is all about, what kind of videos you're going to be posting. So in addition to the trailer, you want to write something short and interesting. Then we want to use keywords in our channel description, just like in the videos with what is SEO. We included what is SEO in the title. We included, what is SEO in the description. And so we want to be true to what our channel is. So pick keywords, not only include those keywords in the videos, but include them in the channel description. Pay attention to the first 100 to 150 characters of your channel description, because that's what's shown next to your channel in the search results. So for example, here you can see we have a description here. Simply Learn is one of the world's leading certification training providers. We partner with companies and individuals to address. And so you can see those characters, 100 to 150, are what shows up in the channel description. When somebody's trying to understand, hey, Simply Learn just uploaded this video. Who is Simply Learn? So you want to write short, interesting channel description so that when somebody's first introduced to your video, they could see what your brand's all about. So end your description with an appropriate call to action. So short, interesting, good call to action at the end of the video. A good call to action would be, hey, check out our next video or check out our latest video. Something that's going to gauge somebody and get them to watch one of your videos. So you want to pick interesting channel art. So let's turn our attention to the Simply Learn channel page. And here you can see we recently had reached a milestone. So recently reached the 200,000K subscribers. So 200,000 subscribers is a big achievement for Simply Learn. We went ahead and updated our channel art. And I'm sure when we reach 500K, we'll update the artwork then too. But the point is you want to keep your channel art kind of interesting, hip, and cool. And feel free to change it out every once in a while. So you have that option in YouTube to do. I mean, it's just very simple. So here you can see Simply Learn's channel. If we go home, we got all our videos listed here. We got the About Us, something very short and interesting about us. Here's our call to action. For more information, visit Simply Learn. So you want to make sure when you create your channel, get some good artwork in there, put your description in play, and create your first videos and get them posted up there and optimize them accordingly. Okay, so some other tips to go with that channel art and description is a profile picture relevant to your brand. So you always want to maybe put the company logo up there. Okay, so here you can see we have the company logo. Add accurate and relevant channel keywords. So if we go back to who we are, who are we? We're the world's leading certification training provider. Okay, that's who we are. Okay, we partner with companies and individuals. So we're all about training, and training is one of our keywords. So you can see at Simply Learn, we provide online training in machine learning, AWS, Amazon Web Services, DevOps, big data, digital marketing, project management, a lot of different topics. So make sure that's included in the channel description. Feature the playlist on your homepage. So if we go back to the homepage, we can see here we have our channels. So you can see we have AI, machine learning, trending technologies, cloud computing tutorials, DevOps tutorials, popular videos, big data. We have a lot of different channels. So you want to organize your videos into different playlists. So those playlists are going to feature on the homepage of your channel. So how you organize the playlist is totally up to you, but I would certainly create a playlist for different sections. So depending on your product, your services, think about how you want to organize. Don't just stick all your videos in one playlist. Then optimize the playlist titles and descriptions for search rankings. So just like the videos themselves, just like the channel description, you have an opportunity to optimize the playlist titles and descriptions. So be very keen on aligning the right keyword with the playlist title. So here you can see programming language tutorials, project management tutorials, digital marketing tutorials. So we're very clear on how we go about choosing our titles because we want to optimize those playlist titles. Okay, we can rearrange our videos in a playlist. So we want to rearrange the videos in a way that we're maybe putting the freshest, the most newest, the video that's been published last first. So almost in descending order, if you will. So we want our users to see what video has the latest in that particular playlist. So they're seeing the most recent first. But you can rearrange your videos any way you want. Feel free to play around with it. Of course, you can also take the video that's the most popular and put that up front so people could see that first. Vice versa, you could take a video that maybe hasn't gotten a lot of views or isn't ranked particularly high. Maybe put that video up so it can get some views and some shares and likes. So how you rearrange your videos is totally up to you. Just have some rationale behind that. So choose a playlist thumbnail from a top performing video. So for example, if I go back to our YouTube page, you can see the top performing videos here. For example, this one, we got a nice thumbnail here. What is machine learning? So if I click on that, that's one of our most popular videos. So 3,000 likes on this video, a lot of views, 250,000 plus views. So have a thumbnail to go along with that particular video. So according to Backlinko, YouTube SEO ranking factors study discovered that channel keywords have a small yet significant correlation with higher YouTube search rankings. So channel keywords. So when you're optimizing your channel and you want to include keywords, start with your description. So if I go back to our channel, okay, if I go back about us, make sure your description has those relevant keywords in it. That's where it all starts. So in case you have any doubts, if you're not sure about everything we talked about on optimizing the channel, go ahead and drop a comment below because we do respond to every comment that gets posted on our videos. So if you're not sure how to go about optimizing your channel, when you say align keywords with the channel, what does that really mean? So if you want some clarity on that, go ahead and drop us a channel. If you're not sure about the trailer video, drop us a comment. We're more than happy to expand upon the explanation of how to best optimize your channel. Okay, tip number 5, produce high quality videos. So we need to get in the habit of producing high quality videos because viewers don't prefer to watch videos that have poor audio and video quality. It's just that simple. You need to know what it takes to produce high quality videos. If you don't, you're just going to discredit. You're not going to come across as relevant. You're not going to come across as qualified, professional. There's a lot of things attached to poor quality videos. So we need to create high quality videos for the end user. So let's talk about some ways in which you can create high quality videos. And so the first is to avoid any noise in the background. So you want to have a nice quiet atmosphere, no distractions, so people can hear you clearly and only you clearly. You want to use good audio recording equipment. There's plenty of options available on the internet. Usually I would recommend going with something paid, not overly expensive, because you get what you pay for. So if you use something free, it might not be of good quality and you might not have all the features and bells and whistles with a free option. So, use good audio recording equipment. Again, it could be online or it could be some software. Just make sure that you're able to produce good high quality video and audio. So when you do purchase that audio recording equipment, you want to have something similar to an input volume meter. That way you can see whether your audio is coming across or not. So if you're not seeing green lights, then your audio is not coming across. If it's red, it might be distorted. And so you want something that's going to signify that you're really pushing out good quality audio. You want to create your videos in 1080 pixel size. Okay, that's HD. And so you want to have at least minimum 1080. So anything less than that, it's probably going to come across as not so good. Maybe staticky, blurry, not professional, not high def. So you want to create a high def video, and 1080 is about the minimum you want to go. And then you want to plan your video script before filming. So it goes back to some of the other points I made earlier. You always want to have a video script available so you know what you're saying when you're recording your audio. That way you're not doing something on the fly. And then you want to use good lighting for video recording. So you don't want to be in a dark place. You want some nice lighting so your video comes across well lit. People could see you. They're not struggling to strain their eyes on what it is you're trying to show and appear because of poor lighting. Again, it just comes across as professional. So if you can, shoot a high def video with good audio, speaking clearly, having a professional script with some good lighting, then people are going to take you serious and they're going to start to listen and engage and see the video as good quality and very relevant and informative and share it. So use slow motion and jump cuts wisely. So there's some features you could do with your video. Using slow motion and jump cuts are some of the features you can use to accentuate your points. And then set up a green background for recording. Again, this is for making sure that the video part of it comes across in good quality. And then stabilize your video recordings with a tripod. That way you're not moving your video camera all around and again it's coming across as shaky and poor quality. Shoot horizontal videos. You don't want to go vertical. It tends to cut the screen. So you want to stay horizontal so that people can see everything that should be included in the video. Okay, you want to capture a wider shot using a clip-on lens. Again, a good feature, a good tip to use that wider shot. Okay, so you could do that using a clip-on lens. And then choose good video editing software. I can't state this enough because you're putting all this time and effort into a video. You need to be able to edit it, to cut out, some of the things you didn't want to say, or maybe some poor quality, or you just want to have a smooth, professional output for your video. And so you gotta have good video editing software. There's plenty of options available on the internet. Again, I would go with something low cost but paid. Usually free isn't exactly the way you want to go if you're trying to create a high def, good quality video. And at the very least, review your work before publishing. I just said it a minute ago. I'll say it again. You want to be able to have a really professional video in high def. When you have a good professional video in high def with with good audio, horizontal shots, nice green background image, nice, well lit, it's going to come across as professional. And if you have a professional video, then people are going to take you seriously. They're going to see you as a professional, and then share or subscribe and like, and then they're going to watch more videos. And that's how you start to build up a reputation as being a very professional organization. So just following these simple tips on producing high quality videos. So you want to review your work, because if you don't, you put all that effort into it, and then you're going to realize, hey, your video is low quality, and then you're going to have to do it all over again. So follow these tips, get a high quality video, and you should be on your way to ranking. In fact, according to Backlink Go, YouTube preferably ranks HD videos. So you got to have that 1080 pixel size. That way, your video is going to come across crisp and clear, and YouTube prefers that. Tip 6, add a subscriber watermark to your videos. So this is a great feature in YouTube. So it's a feature that allows you to add a watermark that can be shown on all your videos. The reason why you want that watermark, because you want to keep reminding your audience to subscribe to your channel. The watermark can be whatever you want, but normally it's going to be some type of logo or brand and a call to action. And so how do you add a watermark to your video? Well, you log into your YouTube account. It's pretty simple. At the top right corner, you're going to select your Creator Studio icon, and then you're going to go to channel, select branding, and then add a watermark to your video. So if we look at that in YouTube, so here, Creator Studio, on the left side navigation, I'm just going to click channel, then I'm going to click branding, and then once you click branding, you have the ability to add your watermark, and then you can add it to the entire video, at the end of the video, at a specific start time, and then just click update, and that's pretty much it. So you want to be able to add this so that you can brand your videos with an image and then add that CTA. So this is a good feature for YouTube. It allows you to be consistent with all your videos by branding and adding that call to action. Tip 7, engage with your audience. So you want to be able to interact with your audience as much as possible. Just because it's a video and you can't see people doesn't mean you can't engage with them. So when you interact with your viewers, especially when you interact with them immediately, there's gratification. Everybody likes to be responded to. Nobody likes to be ignored. And so when somebody is responded to, there's a higher chance that your viewers are likely to going to become customers. It's just customer service is how you really want to look at this. Okay, so when you engage, you're creating a service for your customers. So here are some tips on how to engage with your audience. So first is at the end of every video, convey a thank you message to your viewers. Thank you for spending the time out of your busy day to watch this video. Some of our videos go an hour plus long. And so when somebody's taking an hour to watch a video, it's only the least you can do is thank them. Now, you can thank them and give them some information about where to go for more information. Because if they watch the whole video, they're already engaged and they're probably going to want to learn more. So you always want to follow up the thank you with where to go for more information, just like our videos always convey at the end. Okay, you always want to ask your audience for their feedback or ideas on the video. So with YouTube, there's a comment section, and you always want to encourage comments. So comments can be in the form of feedback. So as you're watching this video, feel free to leave feedback on other ways to engage with your audience or some other tips to increase your subscribers on YouTube. So we're always looking for those ideas. We want to keep it engaging. So somebody may have some other ideas that we didn't think about. And so we always appreciate that from our audience. So we very much appreciate the feedback that our audience gives us. So not all the feedback is always going to be positive. Some of the feedback could be less than positive or even negative. There could be mistakes. So the idea behind getting feedback is you want to look at it, you want to read it, and you want to react to it. You want to react to it positively in the form of, a thank you for the feedback and looking at the feedback, weighing it, and incorporating the feedback. So you don't always want to make the same mistake twice in a video. So if there's something definitely wrong with the video that we're doing, for example, and somebody looked at it and gave us feedback on it, we'd definitely take a deep look into that and try not to do the same mistake twice, because likely that user is going to watch the video again. So you always want to learn from your mistakes, okay? And you want to turn those mistakes or turn those comments into future videos, okay? So create videos based on your commenters' request. The audience is giving us feedback, we should take that as positive, and sometimes that's creative. Sometimes there's ideas for more videos. Okay, you always want to ask questions to your audience and reward excellent commenters. So we try to ask questions in our videos, and when users respond with their answer, if there's an excellent comment or excellent answer, we can reward them. Reward them in the form of, say, some type of gift card or gift certificate or promotion or something. There's always some way to incentivize somebody who provides excellent feedback. You can always give emoji hearts. There's so many emojis out there that you can use emojis just to engage with your audience based on the feedback they're giving. The point is, if your audience is taking the time to give feedback, you always want to respond to it. And you want to respond to it positive. So emojis tend to have a positive connotation to them. And so responding with an emoji, especially to a favorite comment, goes a long way. So you can reward your community both on and off YouTube for their engagement and support. And that's just being creative. You can reward in many ways. Not necessarily monetarily, but by recognition. You could do promotions. You could do something fun. There's always ways to reward. And prefer to host live streams and interact with your audience. So you don't always have to do a pre-recorded video. There's certainly YouTube has them. Other platforms like Facebook have them. Instagram. So you can certainly reach out to your audience with a live stream. And that's talking directly to your audience right there in the flesh. So when you can have an opportunity to talk to your audience and engage with them, that's always going to work because they can see personality, they can see what you're all about, and there's two-way conversation. And so that will lend to more of a, relationship, so to speak, with your audience. So you want to create videos for subscribers. Subscribers can get impressed when a channel dedicates a video for them. So, take the time out to create a video just for your subscribers. Subscribers are the ones who are most likely going to engage with you. Okay, they're your loyal fan base. So if you create something for them, that's a form of a reward. So you can captivate your viewers by uploading interesting YouTube stories as well. You can also hear from your audience and get their videos and use their videos and upload them to your channel. So according to Backlinko, video comments have a very strong correlation with ranking. So as you create a video, feel free to talk to your audience and ask them, hey, if you have any comments, feel free to put them in the comment section right below this video. I see that a lot now with a lot of videos, and I'm going to ask my audience right now to do the same thing. If there's anything you see about rewarding the audience or engaging with the audience, feel free to comment. We'd love to get your suggestions because if you can engage with the audience even more, then that's only going to net positive results, not only in rankings, but with your subscriber base. So comments are the way to go. Solicit comments, respond to the comments, reward the comments. Tip number 8, promote your videos on different platforms. So promoting your videos on different platforms has been around for many years. It's a good strategy. Once you create your video on YouTube, you want people to see it. You want to get it out there. So if you want to increase your YouTube subscribers, this is a strategy you have to perform. So let's take a look at all the ways you can use and leverage different platforms to increase your subscribers. So before you do that, you want to research and discover how you can use different platforms. So the first thing you want to do is look at the platforms you're already using. If you're using Facebook and Instagram, that's probably a good place to start. But there's other platforms you can also leverage, and we're going to talk about those. So social media, most companies, most individuals are on in some form or fashion amongst the most popular like Facebook and Instagram. So you can start there. So with Facebook, you can post something and include the link of your YouTube video. With Facebook, if you're a business, you have a business page, you're communicating with your community. And that's a great way to get started by promoting your YouTube video. You can also do the same on Twitter or Instagram or whatever platform you're on. Go ahead and post something or tweet something and include that link to YouTube. You can participate in forums and blog discussions. So there's plenty of forums and blogs out there where you can participate in a discussion and include a link to the YouTube video if it's relevant and natural. So for example, here, there's a blog about machine learning. You can include, if you have a video about machine learning, in the response to that conversation. In this example, we've done that on Reddit. Okay, you can list your video in relevant and reputable directories. There's plenty of directories out there. There's plenty of video directories, okay, that you can just go ahead and publish your video on. You can use testimonial link building, okay, so somebody can provide a testimonial, include the link of your video. You can opt for influencer marketing. So if there's somebody that is associated that likes your brand or product and has a large following, you can ask them to post the video on your behalf. It's a great way to reach an audience fairly quickly. Okay, you can earn backlinks from relevant and authoritative websites. So for example, if you look at this website here, Techgenics, okay, there's a article here about, certificate of achievements, okay, for AWS. So if you scroll down, we could see our video is included here in this particular web page. So this is a high quality web page, okay, that's generating a backlink for us. Not only is it generating a backlink, it's also generating traffic and awareness for the video. Go ahead and find out if there's any websites that are relevant to your video topic and see if you can collaborate with them on producing a web page to include that video. You can also take advantage of email marketing by adding your YouTube link in the email signature. For example, it's a simple email. Any email client like Gmail or Yahoo or even Hotmail or Outlook is going to have an ability to, or give you the ability to add a signature. In the signature, you could simply just include a link to the video or to your YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be to a specific video, but it's a way to get people to your YouTube page or to that video. So the whole idea is more eyeballs, more potential subscribers. Engage your audience by posting your video links on community pages. So for example, we're promoting something here on a community page, and that's going to get some additional traffic over to us. You can always bookmark your videos on bookmarking sites like stumbledupon.com. Again, this is free, very little time to do this, but it's a chance for you to get the video out there and even generate a backlink. You can collaborate with other YouTube channels. This is always a good strategy. If you're creating a video on a particular topic on YouTube, chances are there's probably somebody else out there doing the same thing. It doesn't have to be necessarily a competitor. It can be a complementary product or service. And if you offer that, then go ahead and collaborate with them and see if you can exchange your videos on their channel. And you could take their video and put it on your channel in a particular playlist. Okay, so that's a way to collaborate with other YouTube channels, is swap videos. You could join high PR QA sites and post answers to the questions related to your video. Like Quora is always a good example, or eHap. Okay, so Quora, there's always a question being posted, and if you have the answer to that question in the form of your video, then go ahead and post a response with a link to the video on YouTube. It's a great way to get the video noticed, and it's relevant and natural. Okay, you can embed videos in your blog posts, or if you're using a platform like WordPress, for example, very easy to go ahead and just take that video. You can even just put the link in the blog post. I like this option. I think blog posts are always good because you don't have to be text heavy with a blog post. You want to create a blog post that's nice and balanced with an image and text, but if you put a video to support your blog post, that goes even further. And blog posts themselves can be engaging and interactive with your audience. So having a video in your blog post always goes well, in my opinion. Okay, so you can promote other videos in your end screen. For example, at the end of your video, you can always promote something related, like we've done here in this example. So lots of ideas. Get your video out there. Use them in email. Use them in your blog post. Go to free bookmarking sites like StumbleUpon. Collaborate with other people on YouTube. Go to Quora, respond to a question. Use social media to your advantage. There's lots of opportunities to get your video out there. The more you can get your video out there, the more traffic you're going to get. The more traffic you get to the video, the more subscribers you're going to get. So that's how the game is played in order to get your video out there. But these are relatively, low time consuming ideas to get your video. So we're going to talk about how to get traffic to your website. So thank you for joining, and let's get started. So let's imagine you're setting up your own website. Okay, you're clicking away, you're developing, using some good tools. You're developing, you're designing, you're doing some QA, you're testing, you're sharing with friends in an alpha version, and then finally, your website is all set up. Congratulations. Well, when you hit enter and your website is finally published, what's going to happen? Well, a few days later, you're checking your website and you're looking at analytics and you notice your traffic's very low. Okay, well, you're scratching your head because you've done all this work with your website, but you're not getting any traffic. So the reason is you spent all your time developing and designing the website to make it look good, but you didn't do anything or any planning or any strategy around bringing users to your website. So the two go hand in hand. You just can't build a website without thinking about how to drive users to the website. And so before I tell you how to bring traffic to your website, let me tell you why this is so important. Okay, why do we want to bring users to our website? I mean, it has to be on equal ground as web development and design. Is somebody who goes to your site and then does something when they get to your site. So you have users, and when those users get to your site, they're generating page views and traffic. And you want to turn that traffic into engagement. Okay, so each page's traffic is configured independently of all their pages. So when somebody goes to your website, they look at a page, that's a page view. And certain pages on your website, you want to turn that page view into a conversion. Okay, whether that be, looking at a video or purchasing something. So think of these pages on your website as salespeople. They're trying to convert visitors who come to your website. But first, we need to get the visitors to your website. So when you get visitors to your website, again, you can generate sales, which means revenue, or you can increase brand awareness, or you can earn revenue through sponsored posts and advertisements. So if you have, for example, a lot of content on your website, you can turn that into revenue by hosting ads on your website. So when somebody clicks on that ad, you're going to earn a percentage of that click, okay, what that click is worth. So having a website means a lot of good things for you, but first you got to get the traffic there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to tell you how to drive traffic to your website. So there's lots of different ways in which you can bring traffic to your website. Well, the first is paid advertising. So paying to advertise your products, services with ads is one of the easiest ways to drive traffic to your website. So some of the options available are search ads, social media ads, or display ads. So search ads are ads that are displayed in the search engine results. So when a user types in a keyword query, you want your ad to show up based on that keyword query. Okay, so an example is digital marketing course. Somebody types in digital marketing course and Simply Learn is the first ad that shows up. How do we know it's an ad? Because you can see the word ad next to the domain. So when somebody clicks on that link, Simply Learn is going to pay Google. So that's how search advertising works. Okay, the next is social. So social media marketing involves increasing traffic or engagement or brand awareness, lots of different strategies. But instead of doing this on search, you're doing it on a social media platform. Okay, so for example, you can advertise on any particular platform. And the way you advertise could be with an image, it could be with a video. So in this case, you could see Cobrio is doing a sponsored ad here, how to succeed with Google Ads. And then another form of advertising is display. So display means creating ads that are placed on specific websites. So with display, unlike search, you have a choice in the ad format. With search, you only have text ads. But with display, you have text ads, image ads, rich media ads, video ads. So you have lots of different options in which you can advertise on other websites. So the idea here is to get your ad in front of the right audience. When they could see your display banner, your banner ad, then it's going to be more visual, more appealing, generate some brand interest, and hopefully you can get somebody to click on that ad and over to your website. So that's paid advertising, again, through search, through social, through display, but you can also promote your site on social media. So once your content has gone live, you could take advantage of different social media platforms. I mean, it really depends on what you're trying to promote. because what you're trying to promote needs to align with the appropriate social media platform. So Facebook is best suited for industries like food and beverages and news and media, and if you're selling a product. So you fall under one of those categories, and Facebook could be the right platform for you. If you're involved in, again, beauty or food and beverage or e-commerce, then you can also leverage Instagram, which is part of Facebook's ecosystem. So if you advertise on Facebook, you can also advertise on Instagram or Instagram. So it doesn't have to be and Facebook and Instagram. It could be Facebook or Instagram. You also have LinkedIn as a platform. LinkedIn is great for B2B. So if you're trying to promote industry news or tips and best practices or job postings, then LinkedIn is the place for you. It's a B2B platform. It's great for targeting specific industries, targeting specific job levels or job descriptions. Okay, so LinkedIn is great if you're into B2B, focusing on the business side of it. So you also have YouTube. Now, YouTube is part of Google's ecosystem. YouTube is a video platform. Okay, so it's great if you're trying to promote gaming or entertainment, or if you're a vlogger. Okay, so YouTube's a great way to promote your site by getting your product out there in the form of a video. Okay, then you have Twitter. Twitter, to me, encompasses a lot of different industries: beauty and fitness, news and media, entertainment. Okay, you have limited number of characters, but a lot of people are active on Twitter. And it's a great way to generate some awareness and get some clicks over to your website. So these are just some of the most popular social media platforms. Of course, there are plenty more out there. The third way in which you can drive traffic to your site is guest blogging. So most of you already know what blogging is all about. Well, if you're blogging for your own site, you can jump on somebody else's site and blog on their behalf. So having the opportunity to guest post on another website can be very helpful because, one, that other blog could have lots of traffic and have a well-known brand. So if you're blogging on another blog, it's going to build your brand awareness and potentially increase traffic to your blog or website. So it exposes you to targeted traffic. So if you're going to guest blog on a site that's very relevant to your business or industry. That way you're targeting the right audience. Okay, you can expand your personal network. So getting yourself out there, getting your brand out there in front of a different audience. And then obviously for SERPs, because it generates a backlink. So SERPs, search engine ranking pages, means that, hey, if you want to rank organically, you're going to have to generate some backlinks. So guest blogging is a way to generate some backlinks to your site. And in effect, that's going to help you get your pages ranked higher because Google's going to recognize the relationship from one blog to your blog and build up your relevancy. So some other benefits here to guest blogging is you can grow your social media following because you can then promote that on social media, that you're guest blogging. Okay. Again, you can improve your online authority. Okay. Because when you're guest blogging and you have recognition on that guest blog, if it's a popular blog, then that's going to help your domain and page authority for SEO. And then the end result is going to improve your backlink score. So there are a lot of benefits to guest blogging. To me, at the end of the day, it's just about reaching out to your audience, using another platform to do that in the form of a blog. And the results of that is going to mean more brand awareness for you in turning that traffic from that other blog into qualified leads. So you can also interview industry thought leaders. So that's another way, an interesting way to generate traffic to your site. So reaching out to thought leaders for interviews, okay, could generate some credibility for you and the other person. So it's reciprocal. So it means that you're active in the industry that you're in. And it allows you to engage with other leaders in the industry. And the indirect net result of that could be increased traffic because if you do the interview and you record it, or if it's via video, then you can obviously post it on other platforms. And that could in turn drive traffic to your website. Obviously, just like guest blogging, it's going to increase your reach. So getting yourself out there. If nobody knows who your brand is, and they know who the thought leaders are, and they see you interviewing the thought leaders, then that's going to put you in front of these people. And so it's going to increase your reach. Another way to drive traffic to your website is just to make sure your website's responsive. And what do we mean by responsive? Well, we mean, does it work on multiple devices, specifically mobile? So depending on the device, your website hides, shows, shrinks, enlarges, or moves content so that it conforms to the browser that person's looking at on your for your website. So if somebody's looking on mobile at your website, you want to make sure that your website adjusts accordingly. So you want to be able to, test to make sure it's responsive. And so is content arranged based on importance? Okay, does it work across different browsers on different devices? And do the images, text, and everything else align just like it does on desktop? So there are plenty of tools out there on the web. All you need to do is just do a search for, check my website for responsiveness. So you can use plenty of tools to check to see if your website is responsive towards multiple devices. Why is that important? Because if somebody goes to your website via mobile and your site doesn't align properly, or the content's all stretched out and somebody has to maneuver their browser just to see your website, then chances are they're not going to come back. Chances are they're not going to convert. Okay, so you want to be able to revise your device browser combinations. You want to make sure that everything works accordingly. You want to be able to test those fonts, make sure they look good. And then you also want to make sure that people can navigate. So if they're on mobile, are they going to navigate just as easy as they can on desktop? And if you have any pop-ups, you want to probably make sure they're removed. So that way when somebody's looking at your website, they're not getting interfered with on mobile. And then, of course, you want to make sure that these pages load. Okay, so they load just as quick on desktop as they should on mobile, and vice versa. So they should not take a long time to load. So moving on from responsiveness on mobile to building a brand community. So brand community refers to a group of people who identify your brand and use your brand as a platform to exchange ideas and contribute content. Some advantages of having a brand community are promoting brand evangelism and loyalty. It can be a source of feedback, loyalty, and ideas. So build a community, build a brand community who, identify with you. Okay, so continue to, treat these people as loyal customers. Okay, maybe give them a promotion to use specifically just for them that they can use on your website, or talk directly to them because you know that they're followers, they're repeat customers, they purchase from you multiple times. So talk to them differently as well. You know who these people are. And that's what building a brand's all about. It's about identifying your brand with other people. Okay, and identify people who identify with your brand, and messaging and talking to them as if they're part of your own community, your own family. So you can use user-generated content that provides future marketing strategies. So the feedback you get from your own community could be in turn used to promote or used in future marketing strategies, i.e. advertising, i.e. post on social. Okay, it can also provide PR opportunities. So it's a chance for you to, put out press releases based on the community that you built. So any brand, regardless of who it is, should be able to identify with their audience, their target audience, and that target audience eventually going to become part of a community. These are a group of people who identify with you, what you're trying to sell, what your cause is, what your mission statement is, what your service is. They identify with you. So leverage them and reciprocate. Identify them, talk to them separately, give them what they deserve, the respect and loyalty that they deserve as well, because they're communicating and they're following you as a brand. So the next thing you could do to drive traffic is be active in the comment section. So engage in relevant and thought-provoking conversations on other blogs and sites. It doesn't necessarily have to be another blog per se. It could be other sites like Reddit or Quora or Medium. Sites that have a lot of content that are broken out by industry, that allow you to engage in conversation, that allow you to either upvote or share or respond. Okay, so be active, because when you're active, people are going to see that, hey, you're a leader in the industry. You know what you're talking about. you have some brand equity, you have some thought and some knowledge on the specific topic and subject. So it just puts you in a better light when you can respond and be active on these different platforms. Okay, let's turn our attention to search engine optimization, also known as SEO or organic search. So in order to drive traffic to your site, you're going to have to implement an SEO strategy. Why do you want to implement an SEO strategy? Because it can help you improve your overall searchability and visibility on search engines. And obviously that comes with advantages. One of those advantages is obviously more traffic to the site. Search is still king in terms of volumes of people using search on a daily basis. So you have a great opportunity to be found. It also builds trust and credibility because still a majority of the people who do a search click on an organic search listing. And so if you're found organically and you're ranked number 1, then chances are somebody's going to click on your listing. And it provides increased engagement and traffic. And so what that means is more traffic, more engagement. And engagement is something you define. It could be, again, a download of a document or clicking on the play button of a video or submitting a form or signing up for a newsletter or calling. These are all forms of engagement. So the amount of traffic you drive from organic search to your website is only going to improve engagement. Okay, so you can also provide an improved user experience. And what do we mean by that? Well, if you're getting lots of traffic from organic search, you have a really good opportunity to do A/B testing. And when you do A/B testing, you can improve user experience, meaning you're showing one variation against the other from people coming from organic search. And so this is helpful in that, if you're running an A/B test, the variation has a chance to improve or outperform the original. And if it outperforms the original, you're improving user experience. And then it helps target quality traffic. So SEO to me, or all search, is the only medium in which you're meeting somebody halfway. You're addressing what they're looking for. So if somebody's looking for a pair of red women's Nike shoes, the 2019 model, and you have that particular product to offer, well, you have a chance of showing up via organic search. Somebody types in, women's red Nike shoes, size whatever, at the year 2019 model, then of course they're going to likely click on your listing because you have what they're looking for. And that goes with any keyword, any industry, any business, any segment, any type of product you're selling. So again, you have a chance to really be visible for what people are looking for. And so that's the beauty of search engine optimization. You have a really good opportunity here to meet people halfway, to drive quality traffic, to get them to enjoy a good user experience, all the while generating engagement. And along with SEO, we want to be able to build backlinks. So SEO is a two-pronged approach, meaning you have two strategies in one, on page and off page. And so off page involves backlinking. So backlinks are just links that direct users from other websites to your own website. So with that, inherently, it's going to drive traffic, qualified traffic to your website. Because if somebody's on a relevant website that's linking to yours, and they click on that link and go to your website, it's likely going to be qualified, meaning they're going to be relevant. And so backlinking, because it's an off-page strategy. Why is it an off-page SEO strategy? Because if Google crawls that other site that has a link to you, then that's going to give you credit because Google will say, hey, this site's getting some links from some relevant sites. We must think they're relevant, and therefore we're going to trust this site. So by Google trusting your site, it's going to improve your organic ranking. And with the organic rankings being improved, meaning it's going to mean faster indexing. So what does that mean? So you want to be indexed by the search engines. And so the quicker Google can find your pages, even if it's on somebody else's site, then that means they're going to follow that link, go to that page on your site, and take that page back to their servers to be indexed. Okay, so the quicker you can get indexed, the quicker you can get found. And then it helps with referral traffic. So again, we noticed that our efforts are on SEO, organic search, but if you're getting traffic from another website, hey, that still counts. That's referral traffic. Okay, so that's a side advantage to having backlinks, is good traffic from other sites. Okay, so those are inherently some of the reasons to do backlinking. Okay, never hurts. I mean, there's brand awareness reasons to being on other sites as well. There's industry leadership, meaning if you post content on Reddit, okay, you're coming across as an industry leader, but yet generating a backlink, which helps with SEO and referral traffic. So there's a lot of benefits to building backlinks. And the opposite of backlinks are internal links. So you want to do internal linking, and that just means connecting one page on your site to another. And why is that beneficial? Because it can help direct visitors to other pages they wouldn't normally otherwise find via your navigation. So if you're active on a blog, don't be afraid to include multiple internal links. You want to move people through your site. You want the flow of traffic to go from one page to another to another. And so when you do internal linking, just like with backlinks, it's going to improve the indexing of your website. Google's going to follow those links and index those pages. And Google does give credit from an SEO perspective, from an internal linking perspective. So if one page is linked to another and that page has really good relevance in the eyes of Google, then the other page is probably going to benefit from that. The other reason you want to do internal linking, again, you want to move people from your one page of your site to the other. And when you do that, it's going to reduce bounce rates. So bounce rate is simply the rate at which people land on a page and then leave. So if I have 100 people land on my homepage and only one person went to another page and the other 99 left the site, then that's a 99% bounce rate. So by putting internal links in place, you're helping people move from one page to the other and thus reducing the bounce rate. And that's what you want. You want to keep people on your site. You want to be greedy. It also drives traffic to older posts. So again, when we say older posts, we're really referring to blog posts. So if you have a relevant blog post and you're writing a new blog post, then link the two together. If it's relevant, link it. Regardless of how old it is. You want to show Google that these older blog posts, just because they were written a year ago, doesn't mean they're outdated and old-fashioned, okay, or useless. You want to keep them alive by linking to them. So to me, that's a good strategy for internal linking. Link to older blog posts. Show people you're an industry expert. You've been doing this for a while, and then you have lots of content to share. Okay, so the longer you can keep somebody on your website, the more likely it is they're going to engage and convert. And some other inherent benefits: improves page rank. So what we mean by page rank is simply just a rank that Google gives pages. So the more internal linking you have, the better off you are. And then it helps spread link juice across websites. And what we mean by link juice, again, just like backlinking, it builds relevancy. So just keep all these inherent benefits in mind to internal linking. The end result is keeping the flow of traffic on your site, and all these other benefits will fall into place. Okay, so another way in which you can really hone in on traffic to your website is long tail keywords. And long tail keywords to me are more than just one or two keyword phrases. Okay, so they're usually 3 or longer keywords in a phrase. Okay, so long tail keywords really nowadays account for most web searches. People really take the time to even pose questions as a search query. Say it's unlikely somebody's going to go into search and just type in the word shoes. They might type in red shoes, but that's unlikely. What they're probably going to type in is, red Nike running shoes 2019 or some variation of that. Okay, that's a long tail keyword. And some of the advantages of using long tail keywords to be found for are less competition. So if you're using broad keywords like red shoes, then who doesn't want to be found for red shoes? Well, you don't want to be found for red shoes because it's too broad. You don't know what type of shoes somebody's looking for. You just know they're looking for red shoes. It could be running shoes. It could be work shoes. It could be, boots. It could be slippers. Okay, it's too broad. So long tail keywords help narrow it in. And the more narrow and focused a keyword is, the less competition it's going to have. And when something's not competitive in the form of a keyword, then that means your chances of ranking for that keyword are going to be greater, and the chances of you ranking faster are going to be greater. And then, of course, if somebody's looking for exactly what you have to offer, then you have a higher chance to convert that person. So if you have exactly those 2019 red Nike women's running shoes and somebody does a search for that and that's a long tail keyword and they click on your organic listing, if you have the right price, then they're probably going to convert. So you have a really good chance of converting somebody using long tail keywords. So my point here is if you're looking for keywords to use, focus on longer tail. Don't focus on one or two keyword phrases. What it also does is it brings targeted traffic. So even if somebody doesn't convert, hey, they could be back because it's exactly what they're looking for. And if you're focusing on longer tail keywords, like I just mentioned, stay away from the shorter ones. It's just easier to optimize your page for SEO. So remember, SEO is a two-pronged approach, on page and off page. We talked about off page with internal linking and backlinks. On page is all about making sure those keywords you choose are integrated in with the page you want to be found for. And so if you're using a long tail keyword, it's just easier to work that keyword in. So it enables easier on-page optimization. Okay, let's switch away from SEO to email marketing. So let's focus on email marketing as a form or method of driving traffic to your website. So email marketing has been around a long time in terms of digital marketing. Why? Because it provides an effective way to convert leads into sales. Why? Because you can send personalized emails to a target audience. So when you send an email to somebody on a regular basis, you know who that person is. So what are you doing in the email? You're writing a specific message to that person. Well, email marketing is the same thing, except you're just sending an email to a larger group of people. And when you send an email to a larger group of people, you're still going to personalize the message, right? You're not going to send a generic email to 1,000 people. Okay, nobody's going to do that. So make sure your email is targeted. And if it's targeted, it can be cost effective. Why? Because sending large amounts of emails, or let's just say an email to a large amount of people or a large group of people, is going to be cost effective. It's not cost per click. It's not cost per open. Okay, so email usually, depending on the email provider you're using, really is a flat fee. So it just really depends on how many emails you're sending or how many people you're sending the email to as well. So, but email generally tends to be more cost effective than other forms of marketing. So look at the email content provider you're using and just get a sense of what they charge. But if you look at it and do a comparison, email generally is cheaper than, say, doing pay-per-click, because with pay-per-click, you're paying for each click. Okay, so that could be expensive depending on the keywords. So email marketing is also time saving, okay, meaning it's a one-time thing and done. So once you send the email, it's just a matter of, watching and looking at the metrics and learning what's going on so you don't make the same mistakes again. But it is time conducive, meaning you send out one email and that's it. With pay-per-click, you're constantly measuring and managing the campaigns. And it provides real-time marketing. So when you do send the email, more than likely a majority of the people on day one or the day you send the email are going to be able to view it, open it, click on some of the links, and convert. So that's normally what happens in email. Majority of the people open it on day one and it kind of tails off from there. So think about it as real time. So when you send that email, and if you have 1,000 people on your email recipient list, break it up. Send the first 500 first with a different subject line. And then you can see the data come in. And if you don't see the good results from the subject line or the body of the email or, the page you're going to, then make adjustments before you send the other email to the next 500. So that's a great thing about emails. You can break up the email into two groups. The first group and then the second group with different subject lines. And you can probably send them a little bit of time apart. That way you can learn from the first email. Because with email, you are generally going to get results right away. Okay, within the first 24 hours. So that's a great thing about email. Okay, so the other thing about email, it's less intrusive. So normally people who are going to get the email are the ones who sign up for the email. So they're almost expecting your email. So when they get your email, again, as long as you're not sending an email on a daily basis, normally most companies send it monthly or bi-weekly, it's not going to be as intrusive. Okay, and then it also helps build credibility, increase visibility and brand awareness, meaning you're going to build your brand in that email. You're going to put content in that email that's going to show off your credibility. Meaning you could put some testimonials in the email, you could put some good affiliations, you can put a good article to an industry article you just wrote. So email is going to inherently continue to build brand awareness for you. Okay, and it's an easy way to track ROI. So if you're e-commerce, it's pretty clear. You send the email, somebody opens it, clicks on it, checks out and purchases something, it's easily trackable because you could track it right from that email. So one thing I want to say there is just if you do send an email, make sure you're tracking that campaign. And you want to be able to use an analytics program like Google Analytics. Okay, if you use Google Analytics, you're going to be able to track when you send the email, who clicks on it, and who converts. So you want to be able to measure an ROI for these emails, and you can. And that's the beauty of email marketing. Okay, let's move away from email marketing to webinars. So webinars, great method for effective social media promotion. It's a great way to bring traffic to your website. So why do we recommend webinars? Well, because it provides direct contact within your target group. What do we mean by contact with your target group? Well, you're going to host a webinar and you're going to invite this targeted group of people who are interested in your product or service. So if you have a Facebook community, you could do a Facebook Live event, or you could do a YouTube, or you can even set up a webinar on another platform but promote it on social media. And if you're promoting something on social media, you're probably promoting it to people who are already following you or like you. And so that's what we mean by direct contact with your target group. So you're going to be able to create a webinar and talk directly to that group. And that's going to help build brand awareness and credibility. And the great thing about webinars is you don't need some fancy software. I mean, I'm talking to you on a webinar right now. And so webinars are free. All you need is a video camera and a recorder. That's all. And that's all built in with software. So there's plenty of software out there that allows you just to do a webinar really quick and easy. There's lots of opportunities in software. So, and a lot of them are very cost effective. So if you want to create a webinar, you can do that by spending very little money. And webinars, again, allow you to talk to your targeted group, your community, maybe prospective clients. It helps build credibility and, in effect, drive traffic to your website. And when somebody does attend a webinar, they're likely going to be highly engaged because you're inviting them, they're going to opt into the webinar. And the great thing about webinars is even if they don't attend the webinar the day you have it, it's going to be recorded. So they can always go back and watch it. So whoever watches the webinar is going to be engaged because it's going to be a topic they're interested in. And then users are likely to become prospective customers. So having a webinar, talking about something inherently interesting to maybe a larger group of people, you can promote that on social media and potentially get prospective customers to sign up and watch the webinar. And if you do, they're going to be engaged and then take the next step. Oh, I like what this person has to say. They seem to be credible. I like their personality. I like their brand. I like their product. I'm going to go check out their website. Okay, so webinars allow you to kind of pull in more people as well as just your community because you can promote the webinar and you can promote it in advance and you can leverage social media for that. Okay, so something related to webinars is incorporating video content. So videos have been proven to be a really good way to attract new visitors. And it makes your website very engaging when you have videos on your website as well. So if you create video, you have an opportunity to post it on various video platforms like YouTube or Vimeo. Okay, there's plenty of video platforms out there, or just embedded in a blog post, or embedded in a Facebook post, or a tweet. Okay, so you can do a lot with video. And having video on your site is going to increase engagement. Okay, when you increase engagement, good things happen. That's going to lead to increased conversions and sales or ROI. Or just like we mentioned, the webinar can help build trust with your audience. So even that webinar you could post on your website. So you want people to engage by watching this video. If they watch the video, they're going to gain trust in you because you're talking directly to that person, that user, that audience, that visitor to your website. And when you can build trust, it's going to increase engagement. And that's the beauty of video. Unlike text or imagery, videos really do engage with the audience. And so the more video you can do, the better off you are, because again, you can leverage social to draw attention to your brand and product and service. And then you can have that video on your website to increase engagement, which in turn increases conversions and sales and improves ROI. So always think video. There's plenty of video software out there that you can leverage. And the great thing about video too is, hey, most people are using mobile phones these days, smartphones. And so video works just as well on mobile as it does on desktop. So keep that in mind. Video is going to be engaging regardless of what device somebody uses. And then of course, if they're watching the video on Facebook or YouTube, then chances are they're going to share that particular video, which is going to bode well for your brand and traffic. Okay, so video, if somebody likes a video, it's very easy to share video, especially from a mobile phone. So YouTube just makes it so easy to share or like or subscribe to a channel. It becomes that much easier. Things can go viral, and chances of them going viral with video are going to be greater. Okay, so other ways to drive traffic to your website is submit your content to content aggregators. So what's a content aggregator? Well, a content aggregator is like Reddit that provides a great platform for you to post your content. So that's what a content aggregator is, really a site like Reddit or Medium or Quora, where you could post content to a large number of people. Okay, so with Reddit, people are either going to upvote it or downvote it. So the more upvotes you get, or thumbs up or likes, or people who encourage that content, the more of a chance it has to be found. And so first thing out of the gate, if you do provide content to a content aggregator like Reddit, make sure it's good quality content that's interesting. And that should be the case across the board, whether it's a social post or blog post. Make sure the content's unique, professional, and interesting. And then if you do, say, put something on Medium, or you do put something on Quora, and it is professional and interesting and thought-provoking, then people are going to react to it. And then that, again, could lead to traffic. But even if it doesn't lead to traffic, it helps build brand awareness. So if you have content, just like videos, leverage it. Put the content out there. Okay? And when you put content out there, it's only going to, especially if it's good content, it's going to put you in a good light. So don't be afraid to share your content on the likes of Reddit or Medium or Quora or some of these other content aggregator websites, because good things are only going to happen. And again, referral traffic, SEO, brand awareness, conversions. So all these are inherent benefits of just sharing your content. Okay, and then finally, we want to learn from analytics. Okay, so what do I mean learning from analytics? So there are plenty of analytics platforms out there. One of the most popular is Google Analytics. So you want to make sure you're tracking traffic on your site with Google Analytics. So all you have to do is just go to Google Analytics via search, sign up, add the analytics code to your website, and voila, they're doing all the heavy lifting. They're going to track traffic coming to your website. And not only are they going to track traffic, but they're going to tell you how that traffic engaged. And so the benefits of it, Google Analytics, is, hey, you could figure out where users are coming from. Are they coming from that email campaign that I sent out to 1,000 people? Are they coming from YouTube based on that video I posted? Or are they coming from Reddit based on the content I just posted there? Or are they coming from organic search? So Google Analytics can help us understand how much traffic we're getting from organic search. So it'll help us measure our SEO efforts. And then with Google Analytics, you could segment. So we could segment by mobile, we can segment by desktop, returning user, new user, by campaign, by page, by language, by city, by region. I mean, there's so many ways in which to segment your audience. And segmenting simply is breaking up the entire group of people who come to your website into different segments based on what you want to see. So if you want to look at, females between the ages of 18 to 24 who come from mobile via organic search, that's a segment. And you can look at that information in analytics. If that's your target audience, then you could see how they're performing. Okay, so there are a lot of benefits to Google Analytics. Definitely want to take advantage of segmenting in Google Analytics. You could look at your competition. So there's a benchmarking report. The great thing about Google Analytics, you can also look at content. and how your content's performing once somebody lands on your website. What page are they spending time on? What page are they engaging on the most? Okay, what pages have the highest bounce rate or the lowest time on page? So you can really determine what pages work best. And then, of course, the end result in analyzing all this data is you want to be able to fine-tune your website. So take advantage of the data that Google Analytics or any other analytics platform is giving you by learning. Once you learn what's going on with your website, you can make adjustments to your website to improve user experience. Okay? So we went over a lot of different ways to drive traffic. We're going to talk about SEO tools. So let's get started. So if you're doing SEO and you're doing on-page and off-page SEO for an organization or a website, you're going to need some tools to help you. So you can't go at it alone. You can't do anything manually. You have to lean on tools to help you work more efficiently, help you gain an advantage. And so if you're doing SEO, you're going to need tools for keyword research. You're going to need tools to help you with the technical aspects related to SEO. You're going to have to use some tools for off-page SEO, including backlink monitoring and analysis. And then there's tools for helping you track where your keywords and pages rank. So there's tools for every element of SEO. And today we're going to take a look at some of the best tools out there on the market to help you do your job better. So let's start with the keyword research. So with keyword research tools, you can do your job a lot more efficiently finding the right relevant keywords. I mean, that's really key to SEO, is finding keywords that are relevant to your business, product, or service that you want to rank for. So you want to be able to choose keywords with high search volume and low competition. So where do you get those numbers? You get those from certain tools. You also want to get forecasts for certain targeted keywords. You want to be able to generate a list of latent semantic indexing type keywords, or keywords close to the keyword you're trying to target. You want to be able to select primary and secondary keywords wisely. So having a list of keywords with certain data points will help you do that. And you want to be able to identify the keywords that your competitors are also ranking for. So good keyword research tool will help you do all of those things. So what are some of the tools out there? Well, look no further than some of the free ones that Google offers, like Google Trends. So Google Trends is a good tool that you can lean on. So if we look at Google Trends, all you need to do is trends.google.com. You could type in a keyword. I can look at the volume or interest of that keyword over time. Here I'm looking at football versus American football, and I could see how it's trending. Then I could see, how it trends in specific regions of, say, the United States as my market. I can also look at other related queries similar to football or American football. And so Google Trends is a good tool, helps you look at the volume, helps you look at what specific regions, helps you look at other keywords. If you want, you can simply just do a keyword search, or you can actually just see what's trending just by looking at the latest stories and insights. So we could see International Women's Day, started to pick up steam, it's picking up more steam, etc. So it's certain keywords that tend to trend well, and you could pick up on what those keywords are using Google Trends. Now, you could also use another Google tool called Google Keyword Planner. The only difference is this one's paid. You need a Google Ads account. So if we go into Google Ads, you'll need to go to Tools and you'll need to go to Keyword Planner. But when you're in Keyword Planner, you can find new keywords. So if I type in, for example, online marketing and click Get Started, what the keyword tool is going to do is give me the data that I need to do appropriate keyword research. It's going to give me my keyword and similar keywords. It's going to give me the average monthly volume. And the great thing here is I can actually see the trend for that keyword over time just by clicking on this little bar graph. So for digital marketing, I could see what the trend is over time. I could see what the competition is. I could see, if I'm going to bid on this keyword, I could see what the bidding range is. So more important, I could see the volume and I could see the competition. Here's my volume for this keyword over the last 12 months on average, and here's my competition. So Google's Keyword Planner gives you the necessary necessary information you need to choose relevant keywords wisely. Now, there are other tools out there that are paid that help you look for relevant keywords like SEMrush or Keyword Finder. That's a freemium tool. So there are plenty of tools available to you. Another tool I use that's not listed here is Moz. So if you just type a keyword, let's just type in the same keyword like online marketing, for example. Okay, so what Moz is going to do is going to give me some volume. It's going to give me some other keyword suggestions. Okay, it's going to tell me how difficult that keyword is, and it's going to tell me who else is ranking for that keyword. So it gives me, again, all the relevant information I need, including competitive information. So you can use these keyword tools. Moz is freemium. Some are paid, some are free. There's plenty of tools out there, but these are the ones I would recommend for keyword research. Now let's turn our attention to technical SEO. So for technical SEO, you're going to need to use some tools. There's no getting around that, because you want to be able to monitor how your website is performing. I mean, is it loading slow, for example? Does it have a lot of issues with the website in terms of server-side rendering, for example, or server response time? What about 404s and redirects? So you want to be able to gather a lot of the technical information that could aid or prohibit your site from ranking. So you want to be able to also, look at what the bots are seeing and how they're viewing your website. So if Google goes to crawl your site, are they experiencing, a slow server response time? Or are they experiencing pages not found? You also want to see if you have a sitemap. What's the sitemap? Are these bots crawling your site or getting the pages from a sitemap? And again, you want to be able to lean on some of these tools to help you fix errors that you may encounter, like meta tags or 404s or canonicals. So you need a good tool to help you manage all that. And so I'm going to go back to Moz starting out. So if we go back to Moz, Moz is a good tool. It's an all-in-one. It's a great SEO platform. So if I go to Moz and I log into an account, I can just go to site crawl. And so what Moz is going to do, it's going to give me a lot of information about how Moz's bot is seeing my site. Okay, so if I go to the site crawl, I can look at all the particular critical issues that I've experienced. So I could see 404 errors, okay, redirects related to that. I could see meta descriptions, missing meta descriptions, duplicate content. So there's a lot of different issues that Moz is detecting for this particular site. And the great thing about Moz, and this is why I use Moz as my SEO platform, I don't work for Moz, I've just used them a long time, is if you do have issues, then they give you ways to fix it, the how to fix it section. So if I see missing description here, if I just click on review, I can get a more in-depth analysis as to what the issues are here. But I can also click on the why and how to fix, okay? And they're going to give you some information about how this is impacting SEO and what you could do to fix the issue. They lay out the issues pretty prominently here. You can see for all the metadata issues I have 142 total metadata issues. I have 10 title tag too longs. I have 122 missing meta descriptions. So they lay it out nicely here up the top so you can kind of get a sense of what to work on. And again, they prioritize it based on the severity of the issue. Okay? And then they break it down into several categories. For example, I just looked at metadata issues. You can see if I click on content issues, I have some duplicate content that Moz is recognizing, or missing or invalid H tags. So Moz does a really, really great job laying all the issues out for you to recognize. Okay, there's another tool that I like to use called Screaming Frog. It's a pay tool. So if we go look here, great thing I like about a Screaming Frog, it will crawl your site and it will give you a list of issues, just like Moz does, of what it sees in your site. Is it experiencing 404s, broken links? Are there any redirects it's picking up? Duplicate content, site maps, their JavaScript issues, how does it see the site architecture? So it really does take a deep look at everything that could impact your website from ranking. Okay, there are other tools out there like, Deep Crawl or WooRank. They're both paid. And so paid tools are really great as well. It just depends on, your pricing structure, what your budget is. But really, when it comes to all these tools, they all more or less overlap and do the same thing. You just need to rely on one of them to make sure that you're able to see what the issues are. Now, there's nothing wrong with using two of them, just as a second reference point to see if both are picking up the same issue. And of course, I like to use Search Console Console. I always like to lean on Google Search Console because that is the source. So Search Console will also, give you some feedback on how Google's bot is crawling your site. So that's under the crawl error section here. So you can also, use Search Console to upload a sitemap. So that's a key to SEO. You want Google to be able to find your web pages quickly, so you can simply just signify to Google where your sitemap is located. So the Search Console does a lot more, gives you some HTML improvements, gives you some backlinking, and then the process of updating the Search Console user interface. So there's a new user interface that you can use with Google Search Console. The great thing is it's free, and it has everything you need to know about your website and how it's affected by SEO, organic search. The only thing you have to do with Search Console is verify the site. But once you verify it, it has all the relevant information you need. So let's talk about backlink monitoring and analysis. Okay, so this is related to off-page SEO. So you're going to need a good tool to help you monitor your website backlinks. And backlinks are simply just links from external sites pointing to your site. And you need to keep an eye on what sites are linking to yours. Are they spammy related sites? Are they good relevant sites? Or anything in between? So you need to really be able to analyze what the good links are and what the bad links are pointing to your website. And you can also, given the tool, also perform some competitor analysis. So you should be able to use a tool to be able to compare how your site's ranking against your competitor. Okay, you want to measure the ratio of referring domains to backlinks. So how many pure domains are linking to your site? So you want a tool that's going to be able to tell you that. You want to identify and disavow poor backlinks. Okay, so you want to be able to recognize which sites are linking to yours that's actually hurting you from an SEO standpoint, and you want to be able to do something about that. Okay, you want to measure citation flow and trust flow. You want to check the ratio of link distribution in terms of, is it internal or external, or what kind of sites are linking to my site? Are they social related? Are they pure content related? And then you want to be able to track the number of do follow and no follow links. How many links pointing to our site are actually telling Google and other bots not to follow the link, or how many are actually allowing the bots to follow that link. If a bot follows a link, it's going to pass what we call link juice. So you're going to get credit for the backlink. If it's a no follow, you're not going to get credit for the backlink. And we want to be able to measure that. And so we want to have tools that will help us do that. So what are some of those tools? Well, Ahrefs is a good tool. It's a paying tool. Majestic is a freemium tool. Moz, again, Moz is the tool I use. SEMrush, and then again, I got to mention Google Search Console. So let's take a look at some of these tools in terms of backlink monitoring and analysis. So let's start with Google Search Console. Again, it's free. You just have to verify your site. And so if I go to Google Search Console, I can look at links and I could see what external links I have pointing to my site. Okay, so I could see I have 17,000 in this example pointing to the homepage of this particular site. Okay, so if I click on that, I could see all the top sites pointing to my homepage. Now, from an off-page SEO perspective, do you want every backlink or external link pointing to your homepage? No. So you want links pointing to internal pages. So you want to be able to measure that. So I could see what the top linking sites are, and I could also see what the anchor text is. So do I want my anchor text always to be my brand name? No. I want it to be, keyword we're trying to target. Search Console also gives you some internal links. Okay, what are the top link pages for internal links? So from an SEO perspective, you always want to have a nice balance of internal linking. So this report helps you understand what pages are getting links and are the links evenly spread. So this is Google Search Console. This is the links report. This is totally free. This is provided by Google. All you have to do is verify your site. Now, if we go over to Moz, we type in a domain, any domain. So I just typed in Simply Learn. Okay, Moz has some metrics that are important to off-page SEO, including domain authority. So the higher your domain authority, the better off you are. And so what helps a domain authority grow is how many quality links are pointing pointing to that domain. And so here we could see over 7,500 linking domains to Simply Learn. So what's important is we just don't want any site, we want quality relevant sites pointing. Okay, so we could see how many total inbound links and then how many ranking keywords we have. Okay, so here Moz is going to give me kind of an idea of what my domain authority has been over time. They're going to tell me the top followed links to this site. So they're going to tell me, what are those links pointing to my site and what's the page authority of those sites. Okay, here I can get a nice graphical breakdown of the linking domains by domain authority. So you want pages with high domain authority pointing to your site. So here I could see 69 linking domains between 91 and 100. So that's really good. We want high relevant domains linking to our site. So just like Search Console, I could see the top anchor text being used. Okay, and I can see the top pages that have, good page authority on the site. I could see following versus no follow on internal and external links. So this is just the overview. So Moz really does break down for you, what those pages and linking domains are. So if I just click on linking domains, now I could get a detailed look for my homepage, what domains are pointing to our domain. So I could see Microsoft.com has a domain authority of 100, YouTube 99. And so not only does Moz provide you with the domains, it also provides you with their domain authority score and spam score. So you want to keep an eye on any particular site that has a high spam score. So having a site with a high spam score and a low domain authority will hurt your domain and page authority for that page. So Moz does a great job of breaking it out, and this is for any page. It doesn't necessarily have to be the home page. Okay, if I take a look at another example here, Majestic. So Majestic, again, I can use a free version of the tool. They have their own metrics, citation flow, trust flow. So when they say trust flow, what's the link quality all about? Okay, citation flow, what's the link volume? Okay, they can get an idea of how many external backlinks are pointing to the site and what's the trend on that, referring domains. So Majestic does a really good job. Again, some of the same metrics that we could see here, except they go into detail about languages as well. So this is Majestic, and you got Search Console, you got a lot of other tools. And then I'm going to just revert back to Moz because you want to be able to compare link profiles. If you're in a competitive space and you're doing off-page SEO, Moz will help you compare how your site stands against maybe another competitive site or a relevant site. So just doing this analysis, I can compare my domain authority, spam score, how many total links, how many external followed links or external no followed links, got breakdown of linking domains. So it does a nice job of comparing one site versus another. That's going back to Moz, and that's what you want. You want a good tool that's going to help you do that. I mean, there's other tools out there not listed like Bright Edge that will also help you compare linking profiles. So at the end of the day, if you're doing off-page SEO, you want to get a sense of what sites are linking to yours. Are they quality sites? Are they spammy? What anchor text are they using? Are they no follow? Are they do follow? Are they top domains? How do you compare against your competitors? I mean, all these metrics are related to off-page SEO. So you want a good tool that's going to help you measure this. Okay, so let's talk about rank tracking. So when we do keyword research, we're looking for relevant keywords. We find our relevant keywords. We assign primary and secondary keywords to pages. We optimize those pages. We do off-page SEO, and we're doing all this work for SEO. Okay, we want to be able to measure the fruits of our labor. We want to be able to measure how we perform for on and off-page SEO for the keywords we covet and the pages they're related to. And so that's where rank tracking comes into play. So we want to be able to track our website's ranking, and not just our website, all the pages we've optimized. We want to be able to measure our click-through rates and impressions. We want to be able to track the ranking for both desktop and mobile for specific locations. And we want to identify top performing, gaining and losing keywords. So in other words, we want to look at trends. Is a keyword ranking? Is it going up in ranking? Is it going down in ranking? If it's going down in ranking, then you need to take action. So you need a tool, a good tool for rank tracking. So we can look no further than, again, Google Search Console. It's free. It's right from the source. So let's take a look at what Google Search Console has to offer in terms of rank tracking. So if I go to Google Search Console and I put in a URL, what what it's going to do is it's going to give me, and this is the search queries report, it's going to give me what queries people have used to actually type into google.com, and it's going to be able to tell me how many times my pages showed up for that query. It could be more than one page, so that's an impression. And if I did receive an impression, meaning did my page show up in the organic listing, then did I get a click as a result? And so in this case, if I got 68 impressions and 10 clicks for keywords somebody typed in, that's a 14.7% click-through rate. And so what Search Console will also do is say, hey, look, for that particular keyword, you appeared on average in position 4.1. So it gives you really good insight as to, what people are typing in and how you're being found for those keywords. It breaks it down by pages, it breaks it down by country, breaks it down by device. So I could see, mobile, I've had 899 impressions over the last 3 months on mobile, and I received 33 clicks as a result. My average position on mobile was 2.6. So Search Console does a really good job. Again, this is free information providing you the actual keywords somebody's using on Google search as a query, and how many impressions you're receiving for that keyword, how many clicks, click-through rate, and then average position. So in theory, the higher you are positioned on Google, the more clicks you're going to receive. So if I'm not positioned properly for a keyword, let's just say page 2, then I'm probably not going to receive as many clicks as I would like. So that's Search Console. There are other tools out there like Ahrefs, again, does a good job of tracking. AMZ Tracker. We look at Winsure. So there's some good tools out there. I'm just going to show you another one again. I'm going to go back to Moz, for example. So Moz has a tool called, so if I go back into the account, so Moz has a rankings tool that you can look at to see where your keywords are ranking. So if you've already chosen keywords and optimized pages for those keywords, then you want to be able to load those keywords into Moz. And so Moz allows you to do that. And so what Moz does is they do a crawl once a week, and they'll be able to tell you where you rank for all your keywords. Are we moving up in the rankings? Are we moving down? How many keywords do we have ranked between positions 1 and 3, 11 through 20, 4 through 10, 21 through 50? So we'll be able to see where our keywords rank. And so it gives you a breakdown here of nationally in the United States where this keyword is ranked, and if it's moved up or down, and for what URL is it ranked for. And so you can label the keywords, and this is what you want to look for in a good tool. You want to be able to organize your keywords and label them. So for all our branded keywords, we want to be able to label them branded, because ideally you don't want to optimize for your brand keywords. So maybe we want to exclude our brand keywords and look at our non-brand keywords in terms of ranking. And so you can certainly add locations and look at specific locations. The whole idea behind a good ranking tool is to be able to measure, if a keyword is trending up or down. Okay, so I can simply look at a particular keyword and I can see the trend of that keyword. And then, if a keyword's not ranking, then we want to wonder why it's not ranking. Well, is it difficult? Is it not ranking because of its difficulty? Or can we do a better job of optimizing for that keyword? And so Moz also has a page optimization tool. So if you're not ranking for a keyword, you can flip over to the page optimization tool, then put in the keyword, put in the URL, and Moz will give you some idea as to what you can further do to optimize the page. Okay, so that's Moz. This is Ahrefs. So you can see Ahrefs does the same thing. They provide you some visibility, average position, how much traffic, where you're ranking in terms of positions 1 through 3, 4 through 10, 11 through 50. And so you want to be able to get a sense of where my track keywords are trending. Are they trending up? Are they trending down? And the whole idea, again, behind a ranking tool is if you're trending down, you want to be able to address why it's trending down. So you want to start with on-page SEO. Can we do a better job of optimizing? Or off-page? Does that page need more backlinks? So that's why you need a backlink tool to support your ranking. And Ahrefs does offer up some competitor information as well, so you can see how your competitors are performing. So these are some good examples of ranking tools that you can take advantage of. Now, there are also a few important SEO tools that can be helpful in different ways. For example, if you're doing video, so there are some tools to help you measure how you're performing via video. For example, vidIQ. So let's take a look at vidIQ. So if I load in, say, a video in YouTube, in this example, how to rank YouTube videos, I have a vidIQ extension loaded into my browser in Chrome. And so now I can get a good sense of how many views, the duration, the engagement rate, the like ratio, how many people shared it on Reddit. But further, I can look at how the video was optimized. So they're telling me the title's too long here, maybe shorten it up, but we have tags, we have descriptions, we have cards, we have end screens. It's been shared on Facebook. It hasn't been shared on Twitter. Okay, it is public. We do have pinned comments and we do have hearted comments. And so this gives me an idea of how we did in terms of optimizing this particular video. Okay, so if we wanted to tweak it, we could tweak the title tag, make it a little bit shorter to help it rank better on YouTube. So you want to be able to use a tool like this because if you have videos, then you want those videos to rank. And so you can certainly watch this video on how to rank your YouTube videos. And in that video, we do allude to vidIQ. So you want to be able to use a tool like this because, YouTube, it is a video portal, but it's the second largest search engine behind Google. So if you do have videos, you want to be able to rank for them, and you want a tool that's going to help you measure and help you understand if you are ranking, if you're not ranking, why are you not ranking? Now, for content optimization, there are tools you can use like SEO Site Checkup or Site Analyzer are some good tools. If you already have Moz as an example, just going back to Moz, as you already know, I use Moz a lot. So they have a page optimization so you could check the content and how you're optimized your content. So it's going to give me some good feedback on, is your page title, meta description, are they in line? Okay, so it's going to give you some good feedback on that. You also have, again, I have to allude to Search Console. You can always look at a particular page in Search Console, see if it has any errors as well. So is it duplicated meta description? Is it a duplicated title tag? Is it any pages missing title tags or meta descriptions? So when it comes to content, you can look at Search Console, you can lean on Moz, or you can lean on some of these other paid versions like Site Analyzer. When it comes to traffic and metrics, look no further than Google Analytics. There is a free version of Google Analytics as well as a paid version. So if I go into Google Analytics, it's going to tell me all of my website behavior. Okay, who's coming to my site, how they got to my site, how they behaved once they went to my site, and are they achieving the goals I set out for them to achieve via conversions. And so you want to look at first in Google Analytics how much traffic you're getting. So if I go to Google Analytics, if I go to acquisition, all traffic channels, I should be able to see how much traffic organic search is driving over a period of time. So I could see how many users, how many sessions. Then if I click on landing pages, I could see what landing page they went to. We're going to talk about SEO tips and tricks. So let's get started. And throughout this series, we're going to have a few tips to share with you. And we'll start out with tip number 1. Opt for smarter ways to do keyword research. And so if you listen to any of our SEO tutorials in the past, you know that keyword research is the first step, but the most crucial step in starting SEO. So when we do keyword research, we want to be able to basically find keywords that we feel are relevant to our business that we want to be found on search for. And so here are a few tips that can help you do that research in a more efficient manner. The first thing we want to do is identify a list of keywords that are relevant. So we only want to focus on relevant keywords for our business. That's a given. So what I would suggest is, as a best practice, maybe, put down some of those keywords in a spreadsheet. So think of them as a theme of keywords, because when you do research, you're going to want to include a theme of keywords related to one another so you can pick the best ones out of that theme. And so as an example, if we have a company that sells dried figs in a spreadsheet, as an example, if I show you a spreadsheet, maybe we want to focus in on just dried fig. And maybe we want to focus in on dried fig recipes. So go ahead and put those in a column, some of these keywords that, you want to be found for. So that's really the first step. They need to be relevant, so put them in a spreadsheet so that you can build keywords around that list. Then we want to choose keywords. And when we choose keywords, we want to have some criteria around choosing them. And so we always want to choose keywords with a lot of volume. And what I mean by volume, I mean how many people on average type in that keyword or a related keyword per month. The second criteria is the keyword or product fit, meaning, is the keyword relevant? You always want to stay true to relevancy. The third is commercial intent. What is the intent of the keyword? Is it trying to get us a sale? Is it answering a question? So what is the intent of that keyword? And then last, it's difficulty. So we want to definitely take a look at how difficult a keyword is to rank for on organic search. So that's some of the criteria. You may have some additional criteria that you want to use, but this is the criteria basically for choosing keywords. So again, we want to prefer keywords with high volume. You want to be careful of seasonality. So remember seasonality. In this example, Christmas tree, you're only going to have a spike, during the winter, or the October, November, December months. So be careful of seasonality when choosing high volume keywords. And again, keywords that are relevant to your product, even though it doesn't have much search volume, relevancy always trumps volume or any other metric. Commercial intent. So we want to look at keywords that, for example, have buy in them. They may have low search volume, but if somebody's typing in that keyword, then we can insinuate that the consumer who typed in that keyword is ready to make the purchase. So we want to look at what the intent is of that keyword. And then again, the difficulty. Always opt for keywords that have low difficulty or competition. And so in order to get these metrics, we can use third-party tools. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples of third-party tools you can use that will give you some of this information. So the first tool I'm going to show you is Google Ads Keyword Planner. So if I'm having a Google Ads account, I could simply go to Tools and then choose the Keyword Planner. And from there, I want to find new keywords. So if I choose the keyword dried figs, because that's the keyword I put in my spreadsheet that I'm interested in optimizing for, and then maybe dried fig recipes. That was the other keyword theme. So if I enter those two keywords in, just to begin with, basically what Google is going to give me is the average search monthly volume. So here I can see dried figs. I have an average monthly search volume, 8,100. That means on average, over the last 12 months, that's how many people have typed in that keyword. Here I can see a little bit of a trend. I just hover my mouse over that graph. I could see, again, for seasonality impact, if there is any seasonality, what the volume is on average per month. Then I could see the competition is high. And because this is Google Ads, because it's paid search, they're going to give me a sense or an idea of what I should be bidding on that keyword. Now that's another topic for another day, but it's good information to have because if you're not ranking for a keyword, you could decide to bid on it for paid search. So don't discard the bidding information. Go ahead and put it in a spreadsheet for later use. But for now, we're focused in on keywords that are relevant, how much volume, how much competition, okay? So once I get this information here, I can simply go back to my spreadsheet and put that information in there. What's the volume for dried fig? What is the competition? Now for competition, notice that Google Ads gives us a high or low. Now if we're trying to measure ratio between volume and competition, we want to get an actual sense of what that competition is. So what I always do as a best practice is go into Google search. If I go to Google search and I type in dried figs, I'm going to see the actual volume is 34,500,000. So I could see that's the actual search volume for this particular keyword. However, if I add a syntax called all in title before that keyword with a colon, space, and then hit enter, then I could see the actual volume reduces to 31,000. And basically what this tells me is that 31,000 listings or results have the keyword dried figs in the title tag. So if a web page has dried fig, our targeted keyword in the title tag, then ideally we can insinuate that that page is trying to rank for that keyword. So therefore, in order for us to rank number one on Google, we have to jump over 31,000 results. So we want to be able to include this information into our keyword analysis. So if I go into our keyword analysis here and I go ahead and enter in that information. So what's my keyword? My keyword is dried figs. Okay, my volume was 8,100. My competition was 31,000. And so that gives me a ratio of 81 divided by 31,000. If I make that into a percentage, basically 26%. So that's my keyword effectiveness index, or KEI, or ratio between volume and competition. And so that's a way that you can gather information, is by using Google Ads, enter the information into a spreadsheet, and then sort all your data by KEI. You could sort it by volume, you could sort it by competition. All these metrics matter. Alternatively, as another tool, you can use Moz. So Moz has a keyword explorer tool. Okay, so if I type in the keyword dried figs, focusing on the United States, I could see that Moz says, hey, look, there's anywhere between 4,300 and 6,500 in terms of volume. Out of 100, the difficulty is 41. And so I can expect a click-through rate of 41%. And so basically, the great thing about Moz's Keyword Explorer tool is I can also look at the SERP analysis, search engine results pages, what SERP stands for, and I can analyze the SERP for a particular keyword in Moz. So I want to be able to understand what my competition's doing. So here I could see if I really want to try and optimize for that keyword, I could see what the other pages are ranked for that keyword on page 1. I can also see what local results show up for that keyword. So here I could see that we have a number of different sites listed here. So if we want to be number 1, these are the sites that are basically above us that we need to climb over to be number 1 on Google. So I find that the Keyword Explorer tool in Moz is very helpful for understanding your competition, as well as getting an alternative check on volume and competition, or difficulty, if you will. And so remember, we want to identify a list of keywords that are relevant. I can't stress that enough. We want to choose keywords based on difficulty. We want to choose keywords based on volume, on commercial intent, and more important, relevancy. We can also identify trends from a site search query like Amazon and know what your competitors are ranking for. So we can also go back into Moz and we can see, just by typing in some of the keywords we're focusing on, we can see if our competitors are ranking for the same keywords just by using that Keyword Explorer tool. And then another thing we want to look at is LSI, or latent semantic indexing. So that's a fancy word, which basically means we want to find keywords related to the topic of the page you're trying to optimize. So if there are other keywords on that page, then you could sway in that direction. And so when it comes to choosing keywords, you want to choose always a primary and secondary keyword. And so if we go back to our spreadsheet, it doesn't necessarily always have to be just one keyword. It doesn't necessarily have to be dried figs. We could choose another keyword that has a good volume to competition ratio. So we want to choose keywords that are always relevant. And if we're analyzing nothing but relevant keywords, then we want to be able to choose keywords that have a good ratio between volume and competition. So you always want to choose at least 2 keywords per page. We can also stay up to date on industry news, as will help you learn new jargon. So it doesn't hurt to subscribe to sites like Search Engine Watch or Search Engine Land. They have lots of good tips. So here I'll show you what one of those sites look like. If I simply just go to searchenginewatch.com, I find this is a good resource to stay up on the latest news when it comes to search engines. Here we could see why SEO and front-end developers are the perfect search marketing team. Another article about optimizing your YouTube channel in 5 easy steps. So there's a lot of information here on Search Engine Watch that pertain to SEO and keyword research. We could also look at other third-party sites like Wikipedia, Reddit, and Quora, for example. So if I go to Quora, I can do a search for dried figs, and I could see what's being written about that topic. So that should give me some ideas to build a keyword, a list around. So for example, the health benefits of dried figs. Okay, are dried figs safe for diabetes? Best ways to eat dried figs. So those are all good keyword themes that we could build a keyword list around. And I did that simply just by typing in dried figs on Quora. So that's a good tip for you to leverage when you're trying to build out a keyword list. Okay, let's talk about tip number 2, which is publish high quality content to get more traffic to your website. So it's all about content. So we've already done the keyword research. We still need to kind of merge the two. But when we talk about merging the two, it's not just building content around those keywords. It's much more than that when it comes to SEO. And so that's why we always talk about high quality content. So let's talk about some of the tips that can help you create high quality content. So first tip is we want to be able to publish longer and engaging content. Longer and engaging content tends to rank higher in Google. Why? Because you have more content to work with. And when you have more content to work with, you can optimize it, you can structure it, you can insert different assets like videos and images. And by keeping it long, you're going to likely keep it engaging. And so Google tends to lean in favor of content that is well organized, structured, and long because it is more likely to be engaging for the end user. We definitely want to include those target keywords. So you want to be able to, insert those keywords into those meta tag descriptions, into those title tags, into those alt tags. But you want to work them in naturally. You don't want to force anything. Content should be naturally written because if it's naturally written, it's going to be engaging. So we want to use LSI keywords in the content. So LSI, or basically latent semantic indexing, basically just means different terms and concepts related to your target keywords. So feel free to use terms that are similar to what you're currently using. These keywords can definitely be used for SEO because they can create more visibility and potentially higher rankings because it gives you an opportunity to use keywords that are natural and work for different variations. And let's look at examples. So if you're optimizing an e-commerce category page and your keyword is one mixed shoes for men. So we want to use keywords closely related to one mixed shoes for men. For example, running shoes for men or sport running shoes for men, outdoor sports shoes or air cushion shoes. Let's take a look at an example of Amazon. So if I go to Amazon, I could see the one mixed shoes for men page. And if I look at this page, I can see a lot of product, and each product has basically some content associated with it, i.e. the title of the particular product. And so you want to be able to use different descriptors for this particular product. For example, men's running shoes, or breathable lightweight gym sports shoes, or lightweight casual sneakers, or walking casual sneaker. All of these are LSI related keywords. They're similar to what we're trying to optimize for. So you don't necessarily always have to be brand heavy or stick with one keyword. You could definitely show variation, especially on the e-commerce side if you're dealing with different products. So we want to make the content readable with the help of visuals, subtitles, and bullet points. So if you're e-commerce, you want to make sure that page is laid out properly, easy to read. Here I could see the descriptor along with the title all kind of merged together. And so there's no breakout of, okay, this is the product name, this description. It's kind of one all in one, which I like. It just makes it more natural sounding. Okay, and you can see these are all broken out. Pretty well laid out page, and Amazon is more or less, consistent in terms of how their pages are laid out. So make it readable, add visuals, add subtitles, add bullet points. It helps break out a lot of the content, especially if you have a long amount of content or a large amount of content. So the use of subtitles, bullet points, and visuals will help break it out, structure it, and make it more engaging for the end user. You definitely want to write an effective and organized content in order to reduce the bounce rate. So there is correlation between engagement and bounce rate. The more you structure, the more you add visuals, the more you add subtitles, the more engaged somebody's going to be, the less likely they are to bounce from the page. We also want to share customer reviews and ratings. So if you have a web page, you sell products, even if you don't sell products, it's always good to have testimonials or some type of customer review. So if we go back to our example on Amazon and we clicked on a product, one of the running shoe products, we look here, we can see the image, we could see kind of the description. Well, I may not be so interested in buying this product. I want to know a little bit more about it. Well, that's where the breaking point comes in. That's where the decision factor comes in, where if I read other reviews, then I can possibly have my mind made up to buy this product. So here I could see that not only there are reviews, but there's testimonials. products. So I could see that here, you could see that there's a lot of stars, and you could see the kind of the review title. These running shoes are very comfortable and lightweight. So you have a lot of different feedback. And so reading customer reviews is always helpful, because even though you're making the decision, it kind of will help sway you in one direction or another. At least it does for me. So that's the beauty of a customer review and a rating. We want to be able to use those to our advantage. And then you want to be able to update your content on a regular basis. So, and that goes for testimonials and reviews. You want to make sure you're always getting reviews. Because if you're always getting reviews, then that's just adding to the particular product. And so if you're always updating your content on a regular basis as well, then Google's going to be able to see that. And Google likes fresh content. Okay, we also want to include the benefits of the product. So if you're selling a product, any product, you always want to include the benefits. You want to do as much as you can to make your product engaging to the end user, enticing, so that they can buy it. So in addition to customer reviews or adding content about the product, you want to include benefits. So if we go back to Amazon here, we could see Amazon lists a lot of the benefits, or OneMix in this case lists a lot of the benefits. So here you could see all the descriptors about the particular product. It's got rubber sole, it's got a breathable textile lining, you get free high quality socks with every shoe. So these are some of the features, and if we continue to scroll down, we could see some of the details about the fabric type, specifics about the fabric, and there's a lot of information on this product page, even a sizing chart. So a lot of different features that will help the end user make the decision. So don't hold back. Add as much information as you possibly can, as much information as you have available. It doesn't hurt, because in the end, what you're trying to do from a product perspective is sell the product. And you can't really sell it unless you have information that's going to convince the user that this product is what they want to buy. So include the warranty, size recommendation, return policy, and some offers. So it should all be listed on the page, easy for the end user to see. So can't stress it enough, provide as much product information as possible. We go back here. Here it has a sizing chart, what colors are available, again, some of the descriptors. If I scroll down, here I can see some more of the benefits, waffle rubber outsole, soft deodorant insole, again, fabric type. It's got all sorts of information. It's got images about the fabric itself, the shoe itself, how it's structured. So a lot of information about this, and it even does a comparison. And so there's a lot of information about this particular product. So don't hold back. Add as much as you can to convince the end user. So in the case of the OneMix on Amazon, they had a sizing chart. They had an FAQ. They had additional information. What other products that customers view from OneMix? And then testimonials. So these are some of the basic bits of information you want to add on your page. If you don't have customer reviews, it's okay. Add FAQ in its place. Again, the end result is to convince the customer to purchase the product. And then build a comprehensive internal linking structure of web pages. So every product page should link to similar products. So if I go back here I could see other products from OneMix. So you should always have a linking structure so that if the end user doesn't want to particularly buy that particular product, then you have links available so they can go to another page. And then add different varieties and related short videos of the product. So if we go back to our product page, they have different varieties that they're showcasing here. They have the size chart. They even have a size convertible chart. So if you're dealing with metrics, you can go over to US metrics, feet, vice versa. You can add a video, show a video of, if you're selling running shoes, show a video of somebody working out. It doesn't have to be a full-blown commercial per se, but it could be a short 30-second video of what the shoe looks like on somebody else's feet, so that they could see somebody walking with those shoes on. So video doesn't have to be a big production. You can do it right from your phone. So review your content before you publish. This goes without saying. You want to do that. Just you make sure you include everything possible. Because when the content does get published, remember, Google's going to index that content. When they index it, it's going to show up in the search results. So we want to make sure we have all the information readily available, not only for the end user, but for Google as well. We want to be able to analyze our meta tags and URL to improve click-through rates. So this is important because the meta tags, i.e. the title tag and the meta description, and the URL is what shows up in Google search results. So if we have title tags, that's the first important element. That's what shows up in the search results. So what we want to do is we want to optimize the title tag. And when we optimize it, we want to use modifiers. And when I say modifiers, I mean, feel free to use the word best or cash back or free shipping or discount. So for example, if you're selling running shoes, 25 best sneakers or up to 70% off or free shipping or buy shoes on discount, very action oriented, but it includes these modifiers that are going to help somebody click on that link. So some tips for optimizing the title tag. In addition to the modifiers, we want to watch the title length and we want to include those target keywords in the title tag. So remember, you're likely going to have 2 keywords to work with. You want to have at least one of those keywords in your title tag. So with the modifier, up to 60 to 65 characters in length with that targeted keyword should get you a good title tag that's going to get somebody to click on it. So let's look at an example. So if I type in the keyword best recipes for dried figs, here I could scroll down. Here's my title tag, stands out. My URL is right underneath that, and underneath the URL is the meta description. And so here I can see some modifiers: 188 best autumn dried fig recipes, or 25 fantastic fig recipes, or 10 best cooking dried fig recipes. So these are all modifiers that are going to help somebody get the click. Get them to click on your link and go to your website. So when you don't hit the 65 character limit, if you go over that, Google's going to cut off the title tag. So we want to avoid that at all possible. So the whole idea is, like 10 best cooking dried fig recipes by Yumly. That's a good enticing title tag. Okay, takes into account a modifier, includes the targeted keyword, and is under the 65 character count. Some additional tips for writing meta description. We always want to provide a unique description for each web page of the website. So no duplicate meta tag descriptions. Every page needs to be unique. Then we also want to be specific about what we're offering. So if you have, say, you're selling headphones and you have a particular set of headphones from a different specific brand, include that in the meta description. If you have that particular product from that brand on sale, include that in the meta description. So you want to be as specific as possible. The whole idea behind a meta description is to describe the page, but also to get the end user to click on your link. So here's an example of using modifiers and describing a page. If we look at Amazon again, we can see this example here. And if we look at it on Google search results, so if I type in Amazon Bluetooth headsets, $10 are on sale. Here we can see a lot of Amazon listings in Google search. Here you can see the use of modifiers in the title tag and also in the meta description. Here we could see that, this particular Bluetooth headset is on sale, 50% off. So if something's on sale, feel free to include it. Be descriptive about the page, let people know where they're going, and use those modifiers. Don't be afraid to use numbers in the meta description. Even if it's the price itself, even if it's not on sale, but it is the price, include it. It's not going to hurt. The more information you can include in a meta description, the better chance you have of somebody clicking on that link. Use numbers, symbols. Percentages off always help. Use catchy words like discount or cashback. You're competing with other listings on the page. So if you have something on sale, if it's on clearance, list that it's on clearance. Here I can see they even included the coupon code. So feel free to list as much specific information about that page as possible. The whole idea is you're competing with your own web pages, but in other cases with competitors. So the meta description along with the title tag and the URL helps separate out you from the rest of the listings on search engine results. And we don't want to keyword stuff. We want to keep it within 160 something characters or 65 characters, because Google will break off the meta description just like they do with the title tag. And so we want clean, natural, written meta descriptions that separate you from the competition. So that means including the keywords, but making sure those keywords are naturally included in the meta description. So if I go back again to valleyfig.com and I could see the meta description. Hey, welcome to the best resource online for dried fig recipes. Savory, sweet, snacks are healthy, dried fig recipes. We've got it all. Okay, start cooking with figs. And so it's natural sounding. It does include the keyword. It's not keyword